There's a show in town, it's going down. Every week we're back on solid ground. Steel toe slipping, but we're gripping. Got the tea to spill, it's always flipping. From April's script to Aaron's glee. Oh, this drama's just a spree. Polydrama, legal trauma. Another win, oh, that's the karma. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down. Wow! Every week we're cabbage flow. Tune in for this little piggy show. From revenge porn to felony, it's a circus, can't you see? The toe is bent, the goal is spent. His empire crumbles, all hell sent. April's playlist on repeat. Aaron's lies we can't defeat. The countdown's on, it won't take long to see this piggy squeal his song. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down. Wow! Every week we're in cabbage flow. Tune in for this little piggy show. Oh, this little piggy ain't missing a thing. Just sit back, laugh, and watch the king.
Welcome to This Little Piggy, a weekly roundtable discussion about the Steel Toe Morning Show and its come-devouring host, Aaron Imholt. I'm your host, Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week from Nobody Likes Onions, it's Patrick Melton. Welcome, Patrick.
Hello.
And, of course, from This Little Piggy's own Moody is here. What's up, Moody?
Hey, this is one of the things I just noticed is that a lot of these shows that we watch have these like hardcore metal intros, like run dun, 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 and then you get like this nerdy, weird host that sits in their basement. I think we are one of the only shows where the intro matches the nerds that show up afterwards.
Energy.
Yeah.
Kevin Brennan's, one of the things Adam did before he left Kevin Brennan was give him that new, there's like guitar solo and riffs and then sometimes Kevin will come on and not talk for 2 minutes.
Yeah. It reminds me of listening to like Michael Savage back in the day. If you guys ever listened to his syndicated show, just the best metal music bumpers of all time. You get this old Jewish guy on there. Just didn't make any sense. It was kind of a clash.
Yeah. It's like when you first see a picture of Maddox after seeing the best page in the universe. It's like,
Right.
who's this little goblin? Like, where did he come from?
Speaking of little goblin dorks, Tukey is here, everyone. What's up, Tukey?
Yay! Oh, Carl, thank you for having me. This is fantastic.
Well, it's your show too, buddy. Welcome back.
Yay!
We missed you last week.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Some issues, but everything is great. Everyone's doing great.
You've got
Things
a
are
blue aura around you today,
Shut
Tukey.
up. Shut up. Thank you for taking time out of scratching swastikas on Teslas to be here, Moody. Thank you.
You definitely have the Tom Myers glow going.
Shut up. You shut up, too.
Both Aaron and
Today.
Tukey, neither Aaron or Tukey can figure out green screens or blue
Shut up.
screens.
You're just ascending to Super Saiyan 4, Tukey.
Thank you.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. What a wild week for Aaron. There's so much to get into, so much to talk about. I have some clips and things I want to look at. I know that Patrick went for 8 hours grifting his audience yesterday.
Ugh.
Pathetic.
Chad's already upset about this. The fact that we would dare do more shows about Steel Toe after Melton did a 10-hour show clowning on this clown, milking the audience.
Hold on, are we rounding up to the nearest 10?
Yeah.
Give it a rest already.
It's reverse movie math. He's like, 8 hours, we take 10 of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Chad's funny because he sets all these rules for streamers and asking for money and stuff. So he has a thing that's like, if you go over 2 hours, then you're grifting the audience for some reason. Does anyone know what the analysis is on that? Like, how did you come up with this or rationale for it?
Thing this week where he's going off on this nice podcast stupid guy about how he's all in it for the money and but then like a minute later he's like, yeah, he's just trying to get his hours up to get monetized. It's like, well, hold on. And then the next minute I played a clip of him and Opie a year ago where Chad's like, if I had your money, nobody would ever hear from me again. I wouldn't do this. It's like, well, which is it? Like, it's all over the map. Same as Steel Toe. It's like whatever the current argument needs is what I'll be.
Chad also criticizes everyone about making money, and then he gets a $200 super chat. He's like, "Oh yeah, suck my dick,"
and then puts him on a list for a year.
Yeah. He also roll calls anyone who's ever given him $20 in his entire life.
Can I buy your groceries this week?
He's been trying to goad me into a response for a while. He's like, Moody, why are you even on this little piggy? You're not funny. I'm like, that's not what I bring to the table here. I bring autism and research.
He's right.
Like that is my contribution. But if you're feeling threatened that I'm in your leagues as a comedian, like that's not so good.
Why don't we send Chad an invite to this little piggy? He likes to make fun of Steel Toe. Maybe we could make him just,
I'm not going to join your pile on, guys. I don't do that.
This place brings people together, like this could be a neutral ground where Chad has a lot to say about Steel Toe. He offers very poignant insights on his behaviors, and I think it could be valuable to the discussion.
Speaking of which, I saw that Paul Shea joined your channel yesterday.
Yes. And that was definitely the real him because he sent me an email from his Town Square Media email address during the show.
Paul is watching us right now in Minnesota. So, hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hi.
Yeah, friend of the show.
Yay!
Go Town Square Media. I heard that that's a great team.
I heard
it.
It's mismanaged and
Aaron says they're
poorly.
shit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, all right, there's a lot to get to, but since we're talking about that, I want to start with this. So Aaron claims this week, and I do have the clips, but I think we've all seen it. Aaron claims this week that he's getting text messages from a guy who says he's Paul. Mm-hmm. And it started off with I think kind of a nothing kind of text. And then he got very angry and sent 6 texts in a row. They were like, get me on your show. You're lying about me. Let me call into your show. And so Aaron's reading these text messages and saying, I don't think this is Paul. This can't be Paul. There's no way this is Paul. But then he also said he's calling Town Square to tell him that one of their middle managers is a lunatic.
Mentally ill.
Right. So
he was also doing the thing where he's like, and this is not Paul. There's no way this is Paul. And listen, Paul. And then he'd literally yell at Paul about the things in the messages that he was acknowledging probably weren't from Paul. This guy
called him 6 times. He didn't answer. This is like Schrodinger's Paul. It's both Paul and not Paul until you pick up the phone. And he's refusing to do that.
If I'm doing 7 hours a day of content and I'm resorting to reading text messages from a number I don't recognize on my phone, the fuck is that?
Look, you guys, the 3 of you run shows that are quite popular. Even I don't run any shows. I just appear on here, but I get stuff all the time from people that is not even worth commenting on. Right.
Oh,
is that
constantly?
Right. It's not even worth mentioning.
And that's just Michael Gavin Ali. I mean, and some of these other people. All right. So what was the point of this this Paul Shea back and forth? Did he end up calling into Town Square to tattle on him?
No, he said he found out, he got some intel that it probably isn't Paul, so he's probably not gonna. But it's like, no, you were gonna. Originally, he said, I'm gonna call and let them know someone's impersonating Paul. But it's like,
what would they do with that information?
People are on Reddit impersonating Slam Piece and Aaron. It's like, should we call Slam Piece's office and let her boss know
do with that information?
But also, you hate this company and you don't want anything to do with it, yet you're gonna take time out of your day to help them win back their reputation. What are you doing?
Well, listen, let's be honest about what this really is. He's hoping it really is Paul, and he wants to get him in trouble.
Yes.
That's all this is, because I don't think he's taking an L on this one. I know he doesn't like to admit that, but this didn't go well for him.
The big development this week was, last week when we revealed all the Paul stuff. This week he said, everyone's known for 10 years that I hate them and they hate me. And he's careful when he frames this every time. It's as he hated them first. It reminds me of you asking a girl out, she says no, and then you're like, her pussy stinks. So that's what I found interesting. But he's just he keeps saying they came to me. I didn't come to you. It's no, you texted Paul so much he had to block your number. And then you friend requested him on Facebook last week. Paul shared that screenshot with us.
Yep.
And you also reached out to him saying, so should we talk about getting Steel Toe back?
Oh, come on, man. That's not his fault. The groom made him do that. The groom at the wedding said, dude, you have to message him on Facebook or else I'm not going to be your friend anymore.
So then he let it out when he was going over these fake texts that he thought was Paul, but didn't think was Paul.
Mhm.
That this number texted him on March 4th. This was right around the time the article came out on WJON. And he said that
No.
he reached out and said, "What do you mean no?"
The article came out like March 17th.
Yeah,
Like it was
even worse.
Yeah.
He said he got a text from this number
Moody's
saying,
obsessed.
I love you, brother. Wishing you the best. So maybe at that point, whoever was trolling him with that comment wasn't pretending to be Paul. Then later on decided to become Paul. But either way, he said, like, dude, the last time Paul messaged me, it was March 4th. And he was like, wishing you the best, brother. Love you. And it's like, so this narrative that he has where he keeps going like, everyone knows we hate each other.
Mhm.
This is completely made up
made
this
up.
week.
Yep. Completely made up.
Like, out of nowhere.
And of course, the reason why they hate Aaron, you got to love how he spins shit like this. The reason why they hate him is because he crushed it so hard in the ratings that everyone lost their jobs over there at Town Square. They had to change formats because he was doing so well. So of course they're going to hate him. He's the competition. He's the best.
Well, he has it. This is him having the cake and eating it too. He got a bunch of people fired over there, which Paul has verified didn't happen. No formats were changed and nobody got fired over Aaron M. Holt. But not only did a bunch of people get fired, there's also people roaming the halls over there who are mad at him
because their friend was fired because of his amazing radio talent.
It's like, so everyone in the business is mad at Aaron.
He keeps going into this history like for the last 10 years, etc. But Paul only started working there in 2022. So it's like, okay, you can shit on Town Square, but then you're also shitting on Paul on top of that. To go back to what you were talking about, whether or not he hopes it was Paul or not, I don't think he cares. He just wants a reason to get on the phone with Paul's boss so that he can start telling him about how unprofessional Paul has been and try to attack him personally, because that is what
I hear what you're
does.
saying. That does sound logical, but he's also afraid to pick up a phone and call people. We know this about Aaron. Like, he's trying to get back on the radio, but he won't communicate with any of the HR professionals or anyone at the radio station.
That's why I said, like, even if you thought there was a chance this could be Paul, how good would that be? Get him on the phone. He never does the thing that would be the amazing radio.
Right. The guy wants to call into his show and have a back and forth, and he's just like, not doing that.
Right.
Why not?
Stop it, Melton. We all know that this is one of your henchmen from your Discord.
Oh,
the
God.
Toe already told us yesterday. He's like, it's either Paul or it's one of Melton's men.
The new thing is that I paid somebody.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna play those clips. That I can't wrap my head around this new thing that he's coming up with. Before we go there, though, Moody, you pulled a couple clips from this morning's show because it's Rumble Friday.
Before we go there, we should remind everybody that this show is about the goal.
That's true. We have not talked about the goal yet.
We need money. I mean, there's 4 of us. There's 1 of Aaron. So $350 for Aaron. That means we need what? 1,400?
1,400. Yeah.
Whoa, that's more money than you've ever seen in your life.
And no one could ever make $1,400. That's crazy.
Donations as big as your head.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Hold on, and Dookie.
Yes.
Supertip.gg/WATP. What were you saying, buddy?
No, I was going to say, by the way, if you can ever franchise out This Little Piggy and you actually don't have to be there, it's fantastic. Last year was very profitable for Tukey.
Last week?
Last week.
Last week, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tukey took all the money. He made us all send it to him.
Yeah, we asked him for a little bit. Like, it's pretty fucked up for you to keep that. And he was just like, suck my dick.
This is my kid.
I was like, can I get like 5% or something? Because my dad needs surgery and insurance isn't covering it.
Well, my sister almost needed surgery, Carl. Have some sympathy, please.
I loved when you were telling the story about that. I don't know if people know this, but you play other characters on the internet.
What?
And the Saturday morning after This Little Piggy last week, I love when you were talking about how fun it is to be in the children's hospital.
Oh, God, it's so depressing.
It's the worst place in the world.
I tried making a joke about it in our private chat. I was like, if I drove my sister to 2 hospitals and they didn't cut her open, I'd be disappointed. I'd be like, I drove all the way here. You cut her open. And then I immediately felt like an asshole and apologized.
I used to love visiting the children's hospital as a kid because they had the
you
best toys.
Sicko.
The toys there are amazing.
Plus, all
But
the little
as an
kids,
adult-
Cancer.
all the little kids, I imagine, picked you up and played with you.
Right.
Playing Operation.
Actually, I was a big kid. I was a tall kid.
Oh,
but then
all
I
right,
stopped
Moody.
growing.
Okay.
I stopped
sure.
growing when I was
yeah,
14.
yeah. No, you're
Is your
right.
Aaron Imholt lying impression?
The king of the dwarfs over here. We got it. All right. So this is from this morning's show. He had a bad week this week. We know he missed the goal on Monday. That $60 carried over for, I think it's still carrying over. He missed the goal on Thursday. I got to tune in live to that. We might watch some of that later because it's hilarious. And so on Friday, he comes on. It's this morning. He comes on and tells us how great this is for us.
But God, I usually like ending the week with Rumble Friday. It's a nice, fun, easy show. And now today, well, you know what I say? You steel toe haters, you got to take advantages of the actual W's you get.
Did we get a W? Guys, I was checking my brackets. I didn't see a W on there. Should I mark that in?
Absolutely, Carl.
Okay.
I also love this thing of like something's happening right now, and these guys haven't done anything yet. It's like, well, hold on, this is occurring as we speak, and I haven't reacted yet. Fuck.
It's just like Chad going, "Oh my gosh, you guys are doing this little piggy?" Yeah, it's Friday at 4:00. That's we're gonna comment on this today at 4:00. That's how this works.
It's the zero-sum game that he has going on. So it's like he thinks of everything in terms of wins and losses. So if he has lost, therefore someone else must have won. But his like time frame, the window that he cares about is so short that when that loss gets taken away, he's forgotten that it was a loss and it now appears like it's a win, even though he is back to where he started exactly. It's,
He did this on Thursday when he missed the goal. He's always got a reason he missed the goal. Last Friday for Rumble Studio Friday, it was because Rumble Studio was somehow affecting his numbers.
Right.
And then Thursday, it was because Meme Copium was streaming. He's like, we're
fucking
missing because Meme
God damn
Copium.
it.
Because
love
what you
that.
do is you find shit that you made up in your head, and then you look crazy. This is
No, we have examples of things that he made up in his head that make him look crazy coming up. It's a little teaser for everyone.
Guys, look,
like
we
today-
almost manifested this felony into reality. Like we made that up in our head. That wasn't real. It's not on court documents.
I say this a lot, but I swear to God, I want to talk to the person who watches Steel Toe and nothing else, because it's got to be endlessly frustrating to hear Steel Toe talk about Patrick Melton, talk about his haters, talk about the internet, and allude to things, but never tell you what's actually going on. Just be like, oh my gosh, I just keep making up all these stories. I'm living rent free. Like what?
Hey,
You got a clip? I hear that Patrick's coping, and
He did it with Tom Myers this week. I don't know if you're
Yes.
playing that clip, but he basically he sent his people over into Tom Myers' chat room to bully him, which is
Right.
what he got fired from radio for. and then he held up signs where he's like, Nick, it's like the coke you fed your kid, as if
Yep.
you feed cocaine to people. And then he
Also, if I know Nick, he was pissed that his daughter got into his stash. You know what I mean? He's not forcing it on anyone. He wants
That's
to keep that shit
cheap,
for himself.
Okay, go back to the spaghetti. but then he's like, look, I'm not proud of that. What we did to Tom, we chased him off and made him quit his show. But he never showed Tom's stream. He never showed him doing that.
Right.
I don't understand this thing where he constantly. And then he said, I'm not proud of it. You know, we're gonna move on. But for two shows after that, he kept mentioning, like, remember when we destroyed Tom yesterday?
Dude,
It's like,
him
why
versus
don't
Tom
you ever
Myers-
play a clip of this?
It's like a fever dream for me. Him and Tom Myers, these two retards duking it out. They're both declaring victory on their own shows. Oh my gosh, I sent a super chat. Tom Myers is fucking retarded. Tom Myers on Wednesday morning is going, now as you guys know, I sent a super chat on Monday to Aaron and it wrecked his show. I mean, I totally destroyed his entire show with this super chat.
And
It
Tom
is
Myers,
nice.
People living in.
and Tom
is-
Myers watching Steel Toe is like, he does Chad level commentary.
Yeah.
He repeats things and he just goes like Steel Toe go, I don't even know who you are, and he'll just be like, oh, you're gonna know who I am.
Yeah,
It's
I was
just like
I was
that
watching
kinda-
it. I was watching the Wednesday show, And Steel Toe goes, yeah, Mondays just, haven't been good for us. And Tom goes, Mondays are great for me. What do you mean? You're not even monetized. You have 12 people watching you. What are you talking about?
Okay,
It's nice-
opposite day
it's nice that-
Garfield.
It's all these guys have sorted themselves out into their own brackets, which has been really nice.
Yeah.
Like Tom and Aaron have found each other, which is great for both of them. They are great
look
foils
alike.
for each other. Yeah.
They look alike.
Tom just needs to comb his hair differently, and he could look just like Aaron.
Is a win for this should be a win for you. I'm begging my audience to hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow.
That's every day.
No, hold on. Even when
That's
he's,
every day you embarrass yourself.
even when he's losing, he's winning. He's like, you guys aren't winning right. You're not winning correctly.
Our laugh wasn't good
F1.
enough for you.
Watching an F1 race and the guy's doing the champagne up on the podium, and then the second place guy's like, you're fucking this up, dude. Like, you're not doing it right.
For someone who's always talking about how the haters are seething and he's just sitting over there laughing, I can't remember the last time Aaron properly laughed on his show. His
Right.
laughter doesn't really happen there.
You mean that Penn Jillette laugh he does?
Do you have an impression of that, Tukey?
I don't think I do. I'm just embarrassed.
I thought for sure you'd have it.
No,
Hey, Tukey, I think I hear somebody screaming upstairs. You want to go check on that?
I'll be right back.
But you know what I mean, though? If you're just watching his show and he's talking about all this stuff that's happening, like Patrick Melton is getting destroyed and his show is falling apart and all this stuff, are you just buying all of this? At any point do you go, how is he still talking about this guy he destroyed 7 months ago? I thought he was in the ground buried.
You're
What's
looking
going
at
on?
it wrong. It's liberating. Like, it would be so liberating if you could just turn your brain off and let someone else take charge. And if that happens to be Aaron, fine. But like, these people can just watch something on autopilot and just, it doesn't matter what that person is saying. Like, I wish I could consume media in that way. Like, you just don't need to think about it.
I was told this week, I've never heard this phrase in my life, but he said that basically I have to shroud myself in my feelings. It's like hugging my nookie blanket.
I heard that.
You ever heard this phrase before? No. Now look, I imagine there are people who go out in the woods and spread out a blanket and get down to business, but that's a nookie
What is
blanket.
Rocco doing right now? Hold on, I'm
Babies?
sorry. Rocco is so distracting. He's like wearing all blue, so his blue screen he's almost invisible.
Oh, now he's gone.
Now he's gone. Oh. I chased him away.
He needs to do Blueface. Like, that's
I'm not
how
letting
you
him,
disappear.
I'm not letting him get off that easily. I'm sorry to cut you off there, Patrick. That was
No
just,
worries.
It got really weird.
Does he not know what nookie means?
No,
Right.
he does not. That's correct.
He thinks it's some sort of like snuggie or comfort thing, and he thinks that's what they were singing about in that song. Like, I did it all for the snuggie. The what? The snuggie, and you can buy it at snuggie.com. Like, what?
So I don't have to look at depressing numbers. This is a win for you. This is what you should be taking advantage of.
All right. We will.
I do your job better than you do. That's embarrassing.
That is a spin right there. So he's having a terrible week. It's not going well. He's embarrassing himself every single day. And he goes, and you guys aren't even clowning me for it. Psst, I win again.
This is
crazy.
like he's like, guys, I gotta admit, I handed you a win today. You're not doing it right. Let me have that win back. Let me show you.
Right.
All right, we got Harry Sisson. Let's just keep going with no links. Let's just keep going. No links on a Rumble Friday.
okay, so
no
let's
links on a
keep
Rumble
things mo-
Friday.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So this is from this morning.
Our luck is playing run out on the chirps. Oh, like, comment, subscribe, follow, the whole deal, links, the whole thing. Quietest Rumble Friday in a long time. What a bummer.
What
What
is
a
the
bummer.
tagline, guys, for Rumble Friday?
A tagline? Give me
Yeah.
money and I'll play you videos? I don't know.
No,
What is
it's
it?
Rumble Friday always takes care of itself.
Ah,
No go on
oh.
a Rumble Friday.
Right.
He's looking forward to Rumble Friday every week. And now we're a week.
And apparently somebody sent in this little piggy theme song for him to play as one of the links,
Yeah.
and he
funny song.
refused to play it.
Refuse to play it.
That's too bad. Well, wouldn't you think? Now, I tend to be over prepared for my shows, But wouldn't you think that you'd be prepared with some stuff in case you didn't have videos coming in nonstop and you wanted to fill some time and be like,
He's got
well,
the
guys,
Harry
check this
System.
thing out.
He's got the Harry
Right.
System thing.
But to sit there and be like, no one's sending me shit. Oh, this is a disappointment.
I've heard him do the oh boy while he tries to figure shit out, but like this is a new one where he's like, hit like, subscribe, follow, I guess.
That's an ugly number to look at too. An ugly number to look
Why
at.
doesn't he
What do
say
you
it?
think?
2.
Do you think they bought in times 2 when you're not using Rumble
All
Studio?
right, so I know. Is there anyone here who was involved in like the ad business, probably from the buying side?
Yes.
Is there anyone?
There happens to be one person here.
Oh, great.
27 minutes, guys. 27 minutes today.
I didn't bring it up.
You paid him to do it. We know.
So Aaron here has made some claims, and if you go back, he'll this week as well. He's made it a few times about Rumble potentially botting for ad reads.
Yep.
At the same time, they are selling. They're selling ads. They're also paying you to do ad reads, and they're inflating their own numbers.
Not
He's
only
like,
are they selling ads, most of these ads are their own like
Right.
white labeled products. Like they're fully vertically integrated throughout this whole thing.
Today's show
says
is
that
brought to
they-
you by Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is a great product on Rumble.
Hitler
He
soap
says-
for when you want to smell like Hitler. Hitler soap.
So the ad is for Rumble. It's being distributed through the Rumble Studio platform, and it's 2 people on Rumble.
but another thing you could do is you bought your viewers by 2, just make your ads half as expensive, and then that sorts itself out in the wash, right? It's just less effective ads, but
Half
you
of
can.
$13.
Let me tell you something from my experience on the buying side of the advertising industry.
Oh, great.
When you have an audience of a couple hundred people, or even a few hundred people, or dare I say, even 1,000 people, that is not an audience. No advertiser is looking for that. It's not impressive. You're not going to sell a lot of product and purchasing those
there are.
ads.
He made
There
the
are.
mistake. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So it's like influencer-based advertising is extremely effective. So if you've got an audience of like 150 to 1,000, a company might reach out to you, give you the product, give you an affiliate code.
Nope.
To do that micro targeting.
If you don't have 50,000 people following you, there is no advertiser who's interested in that. That's a waste of time. You know
Not
how much
true,
work
Carl.
that would be?
Not true, Carl.
I've seen micro targeting.
I own a fucking agency.
Carl, you don't own anything anymore. You just sit in your basement and Steve.
Good point.
He showed his screen. He shared his screen with that Rumble Studio ad offer, and it said minimum live viewers for this ad 33. So you have to have 33. He showed it. So
Their business model is fucked.
like again, I think they're just like buying in such bulk, and also it's them. Again, all these products are them. So it's like I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is like an attempt to like keep people for loyalty. The fact that they put that Rumble Studio up in the corner of every show too that you can't get rid of is insane.
So don't
It's
invest in Rumble is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't purchased any stock.
Fuck. We got into the 700s last week, though. So, like, even for Rumble Studio, this is a bad week. Oh,
When
we missed
first,
yesterday, too.
When we first started watching him 2
We
years
thought we were
ago,
perfect.
it was
Not a perfect week this week, Dookie.
over 1,000 people were watching him sometimes. Like he'd go
On YouTube.
On YouTube, it would go over 1,000. Now he's
It doesn't
complaining
hit
about
400.
400 on Rumble.
He doesn't hit 400 on YouTube in the mornings a lot of times now. Like it'll be 370, 380, and then at night 150. But he's bragging this week also about hitting 4,000 followers on Rumble, and then to beat all of us, he goes, so when you add that with YouTube, I'm at 17, 18,000. We're about to hit 20,000. Like this show is on fire, and it's like, yeah, except by any metric that matters, like live viewers, money. All that's getting tougher and tougher, but he keeps his eye on the prize. He's got to hit that. He's going to have some celebration when he hits 20,000 combined subscribers on all platforms. It's
You obviously haven't been paying attention to the 200 hits he gets on his clips. That's fantastic. Those are
Yeah,
some
I know.
numbers.
That's such a waste of time. But
why
that's
is
the
it
way he thinks about this shit is
I
like
am constantly winning.
Oh,
My
shit.
plea deal has fallen apart.
Sorry, that came up on my screen. Somebody did that right now. You're sending
Oh,
into the
that's
wrong
funny.
thing, Ghost Crusaders. You're sending that into NLO.
give me that fucking money, Patrick.
I'll save it and play it on my show tonight.
Yeah. So what's funny about Aaron is that he thinks that every person in the world only consumes one medium. So there's radio people and there's internet people, and they're totally different audiences. And then he also thinks that of internet people, there's YouTube people and there's Rumble people. So guys, I'm only going to talk to the Rumble audience on Friday. Sorry, YouTube, rather than just saying like, hey, just come over to my Rumble page. Now, of course, people do. They go over to the Rumble page, they go to the YouTube page, they figure it out. So even if he gets to 20,000, how much of that is overlap? A huge percentage, I would think. If you're
Correct.
a huge fan and he does shows that are exclusively on YouTube and Rumble, then you're going to subscribe in both places.
This guy, I'm not kidding you, he still simulcasts to Kick, where there's like 1 or 2 people watching, and that's when I go check it. So I'm one of them.
Right. It's not
So
great.
like,
Well, his buddy's Kino Casino taught him the way. Hey, LOS coming in with, oh shit, the Founding Fathers Unite, going to be good. I'll say. Guys, thank you so much for supporting this little piggy at supertip.gg/WATP. It's easy. It's fun. Hunter Duke is doing it. $5. I just want to say Patrick is a brilliant man to have Kaylee and Mary Beth Johnson eat butter for the masses of Hackamania. Promo code WATP. That's right, Hunter Duke.
I haven't heard that. Is Mary Beth Johnson going to be eating butter?
I don't know that either. I'll message her after when we get done with the show.
Wow.
That'd be fantastic. Big
This
if
is gonna
true.
be Hold your Wii for Wii all over again. I can only Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve, can you sign off on this?
We will be taking bets on who dies.
Yeah. Somebody tells me this is gonna be bad. Someone's gonna drop dead.
Carl, your new best friend just did an 8-hour show on Steel Toe alone while milking the community for every cent they have. Is it possible you guys can skip doing your unwatchable Piggy Griff show today?
Yeah, I'm actually mad. If I thought I did get every cent they have, but they're still sending in money. What is this?
That's the other thing too with Chetty. You're talking about how like he's just mad about whatever the opposite of what's happening is. So he goes on all the time and just like Carl can't even do a show by himself. He could never do a show by himself. And then you do a show for 8 hours. Like Patrick did an 8-hour show by himself. What an asshole!
Yeah, what a loser.
It's like which is it? Is it impressive to do a show by yourself, or are you grifting? I don't know.
Hey, not Paul. If you keep calling me, I'm calling real Paul's job. You hear me, fake Paul, real Paul. Paul, it was a wedding, okay? I know it's not you, though. Fuck you, Paul Shea. If it is you, as it will.
Perfect. Anonymous coming in.
Did you do
Hey,
something to make
Tookie,
these
do you
blurrier?
love Carl's haircut? I did it. That was me. Does Rocco want to come over and put his hand in me and work me like a Mrs. Tookie? Fill this gash, Rocco!
I watched Nick work April like a puppet. I sat in the corner and watched, stroking my 11th toe, waiting for Nick to release his sticky nut sauce over my sweet and sour pork.
Gosh.
Does he dick have a nail?
That's
I
great.
gotta go trim my
I
dick
need
nail.
each of you fine gentlemen to take turns ejaculating inside SP so I can eat your delicious man goo and up my protein intake. I'll let you all cope and seethe over me, happily eating your cum.
I just thought of something.
Pass. Yeah.
Well, you're hungry after that?
SP backwards is PS.
Oh.
Could he be dating Jesse PS?
Okay, that's whatever you're going with that.
What station does this crazy train ride end at? Me jacking off my little putt on Chatterbait? God, I miss April.
All right.
Well, April donated this week.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. Chris Engler coming in with $3 says, I never watched Steel Toe, but TLP is great. Thanks. Well, thank you, Chris. The reason why this works is because we actually talk about real things that happen and show context.
That's almost more.
I'm constantly winning. My plea deal has fallen apart. My wife left me for another man. So let's hit the goal. Venmo, Cash App, Super Chats, EBT, food stamps, PayPal, Rumble rants, and money orders are all accepted. Let's hit the goal. If we do on Monday, I'll drink a gallon of Melton's cum. Another win for the toe.
Thanks, Ghost Crusaders TV.
Yeah. What are we doing? Are we going? I mean, this court case is happening. I mean, there's nothing that
Oh.
says it's not, right?
We have to talk about that because how is there a plea deal given? And then we just got to dot some I's and cross some T's, and weeks have gone by and nothing's happened.
This guy is so stupid. He's talking about it's not just the court
Hold on.
case.
Breaking.
It's every single deal he's got. Like when he's got a meeting coming up with a radio station. In
Oh
2
my
months
God,
from
a
now.
meeting in May.
Now we
I
know-
can't think of something more pathetic than that.
Now we know you're talking to Chris Valentine at Leighton Broadcasting in 2 months. I wonder if anyone could do anything with that information. He's talking about a plea deal that may or may not be happening with the court with the court case he's got. And the news is commenting on it. That's going to be sent to the prosecutor. They might rescind that deal, or the judge might say, this guy's not learning his lesson. He's providing so much for his own sentencing. It's really like he's boasting so much, it's going to kill him at the end.
I know
Not
for a
actually
fact-
kill. Not actually kill, but
I know for a fact the Ricadas are aware of these clips where he goes on and talks about it being a nothing burger, and he literally is talking about I beating a felony and all this stuff. It's like,
Yep.
you are again. What is this lawyer worth?
I
And-
told
and
you it was
maybe-
nothing.
maybe
These
the
guys
lawyer-
just make up all this stuff about me going to jail. I told you it was nothing. The way he's so cavalier about this thing that hasn't happened yet.
But like maybe the lawyer is telling him like shut the hell up, and he can't. We know his impulse control is non-existent.
Mhm.
So I mean, imagine the frustration of this lawyer who's just like, why do you keep stepping in it?
it's like it's the same. Like people are saying seething, but it's the same feeling I get when watching like body cam footage when people are talking to the cops, and I have to yell out, "Stop talking to the cops!" I don't care about those people. I don't like. They're probably bad, but it's like it's frustrating on their behalf to have them undermine themselves so much, regardless of my feelings. It's I don't know. He's so dumb. He's so stupid. Oh God.
But you know what's even more insane is that we don't even have a plea deal in place, and he's already planning the celebration party for when he doesn't go
beating
to
it.
jail, like
Right.
OJ.
Yeah, like is that
Yeah.
gonna play well in court? His big like this it reminds me of Back to the Future when Joey's in jail. They have a cake for him. You remember this?
Yes.
He called it the I'm
Didn't make his
winning
pearl
party.
again.
His listeners are calling it the I won party or something like that after
So
the
we
trial.
fly out for that?
Yes.
When are we flying out? I
Dude.
could still get a ticket from Denver to Minneapolis the day we return from Hackamania for 113. I'm just
There is going to be a comedy show at Stoney's, right? He's planning
all of this.
another
Yes.
comedy show. I'd love to see that.
And he promises no inward chanting this time, but just in case, he's not going to stream it.
Well, it's going to be more of a date night this year. It's
Yeah, there's
gonna
not
be an
drinking all
all-day
day.
bash.
Right.
He said
He
it's going
wants
to be a show at 8 o'clock, you know, kind of like a date night, and that is it. It's just another show.
Got to get these animals under control this year.
It's going to be like a mystery dinner theater. It was Aaron Emholt with his cell phone on his live broadcast.
Guys, don't drink all day. Don't get too drunk because, you know, we don't want anyone yelling out the N-word.
Him talking about this live show just reminded me all over again how funny it was when he came on his show the next day after the 10-year anniversary. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, we crushed it. No one else can do what we do. So fun. Everyone had a blast." Then the audio leaked, and the next day he's out going, "I don't think we can do live shows anymore. You guys are so inappropriate. The way you act at these shows, you're going to get me in trouble. I'll never get back on the radio."
But this is amazing. This is just like the AC shows. History is repeating itself. He's now promising all these special guests again for
Yes.
the anniversary show.
Yep.
It's
He
going to
said
be the
digni-
same disaster.
First of all, he said it's going to be May 31st. That's not official. We got to check and see if that's Memorial Day weekend. That was a great one. That was great. When he was like,
It's fun.
We're waiting on Stoney to call us back and let us know if that's Memorial Day weekend. And then he's like, so it's not official. We don't know if that's the date, but we do have some dignitaries confirmed. It's like, how could someone confirm being at something when it doesn't exist?
A, they can't. And B, these people are fucking losers with nothing going on.
Yeah, they all live in the same stupid town.
They live in the same town. One of the guys can't make it because he's going to be drunk that day. Oh, what day is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to be drunk that day. But sorry about that.
This is
One
all,
guy doesn't have legs.
right.
and this is all stemming from the fact that SP does this for her job. Like as part of her job every year, she helps organize a golf tournament for her clients. For her company's clients, not her clients, for her company's clients. And I think he looks at that and says, well, if she can do it, I can.
Yep.
Do it. Like,
Yeah,
he's-
but
Yeah,
Dingy
she's
Broad can do it. Of course he can.
she has started talking about this when she gets home from work. She's just like, setting up this golf tournament. And he goes, golf?
and you're sitting.
I like to golf.
Yeah.
And then he goes, he floated the idea.
And then he goes,
to
I
his-
just had the best idea in the world.
but he floated it to his audience, and he was like, do you guys want a golf tournament? He goes, if we get $100 by 8:00, we'll do a golf tournament. So then 3 people chipped in to donate $100, and he goes, he literally used those 3 people and go, look, you guys gave the money, the demand is there. Those 3 people might not live in the state,
Yeah.
and now he's talking about having the golf tournament on a Friday, which is
One of
going
them
to
just wanted a
severely
Stoney's
limit
gift
attendance.
card. Yeah, right. To Friday. That's perfect.
And then he said maybe it'll be a 2-day tournament. Like this is, I mean, it keeps getting more and more insane.
No one
And-
wants to go to a 2-day tournament. They're not-
Organizing it 2
pros.
months out as well. These sorts of things take like 6 months minimum to really tee up.
Unless you have processes in place and like procedures in order to spin this up, relationships with golf clubs and things like that. Again, this just happens to be something that I'm familiar with because, like Carl, I used to also work for a place.
No one told me there was going to be boasting.
I used to work for the USGA, which runs tournaments. It's one of their primary functions. They run the US Open, the US Senior Open, US Amateur, all this kind of stuff. And the amount of preparation
That's fascinating. Please go on.
and moving parts that go into something like this, like he can't even fathom it. And even on a small scale, like if Aaron's out there playing golf with everybody, who's running the tournament?
Yeah, this is going to turn into a, you know what, guys, just if you want to come down, our tea time's at 10,
Playing golf.
10:30. If you guys want to grab a tea time around then,
He
we'll
also-
be there.
He said so he wants to have 70 people there. And he said, we're not going to do a shotgun start. We're going to do just everyone's going to tee off on one and we're going to play, which means literally people will finish
You
6
can't do
hours.
that. Yeah, you can't.
Right. People will finish 6 hours before the last pairing.
Oh, boy.
So like they'll just be sitting in the clubhouse waiting for the results.
That's so
for 6
stupid.
hours.
Yeah, a team starts on 1, another team starts on 2, another team starts on 3.
Right.
Like, we got to move this shit along, people.
Right. It's just a carousel, but nah, that's too much trouble.
How much is he charging for registration? Because don't you have to like close down a
Well,
golf course?
I'm glad you asked.
What are we talking about here?
There was
Insanity.
there's a clip of him. He takes out his phone calculator and he goes, okay, we're going to have 70 players plus 18 holes. And I was like, why would you ever add
70 plus
Holes and
18.
players.
why would you ever add those two together?
What does
But
that mean? Okay.
And then he
This
was
is
like,
18 of them have dates with them.
yeah, it was, and then he added, he added a bunch of things that don't make sense to add.
It's on the 31st plus
5
31.
advertisers.
4 par fives. I was just like, it was like
Right.
insane. And then he said that it's going to be 50 to 70 players. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
70 players. And then someone in the chat said, you should make it like $50 to enter. And he goes, yeah, it sounds about right. Okay. So that's $3,500.
That's not
And
right.
then he said,
That's not right.
so then he said, it's going to be 2,000 for first place, 1,000 for second place, 500 for third place. Well, your 3,500's gone.
Yep.
And then he said there'll be a longest drive prize, there'll be a shortest putt prize, there'll be a hole in one prize. He said, but then he's forgetting you got to pay the golf course for the rounds, you got to pay their cart fees,
All this shit.
all the stuff that he
It's a
does.
lot of overhead for this.
And again, then he's going to have to bring people that run the tournament. The golf course does not provide people to administer your tournament. So again, I don't know if you want a rules official there, but things come up during tournaments and you need somebody to like tell you the rules and like, because the rules get very intricate in golf. They are quite complicated. Also, a course has to be marked for a tournament. Courses aren't usually marked. People just are out there playing on their own. You have to mark hazards. You have to mark boundaries. You have to like, this stuff has to be done. Like, and he just has no concept of how it works. But this $3,500 is gone with prizes. And then he said, somehow, whatever calculation he was doing, he was like, we're going to have that much money left over?
Holy crap.
Oh, no.
This
He
is a
said
money
we
making
might-
venture.
He
Oh,
said we
no.
might have a month with no goals. With the money left over. Now I calculated a quick calculation on this. It's $19,200 is what he makes in a month of goals.
Not bad.
He thinks that's going to be left over after the prize money.
How is that
which
possible?
the prize money is the whole pot, then paying the golf course, then paying any help he needs, and then his own cost for putting on the event. He wants to have sponsors for holes, as if he's like, we'll get a sponsor on every hole. You can't get a sponsor for your show. But when you have sponsors for holes, you have to do printing. There has to be like signage on the holes.
Yep.
So like, where is this money coming from? And the fact that he thinks 19,200 will be left over. He said, I'm not going to take any money from this. It'll all go towards goals. And it was just like, but
Goals is money.
Goals.
Yeah,
It's so insane.
You're wrong about that advertiser thing, Patrick. He's actually been talking to so many potential advertisers. He almost accidentally said one the other day and gave them a free read. Whoa!
Yes. And then he said this. Yeah, he goes, I should keep my mouth shut. I almost said the company name. And then he said he called the company after the show and said, sorry, I almost gave out your business on air.
Yeah,
Oh, you almost
sorry.
gave out the business that we're paying you to give out the business name on? They'd probably be pissed.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird.
We said
It's
next
weird
week, not this week.
Right.
It's weird he handles his sponsors' names with more secrecy than his plea deal that's pending.
Right. Yes. All right. We're having a lot of fun. There's so much to talk about, but we're forgetting about the most important. We're forgetting about the most important element of this show, and that is, of course, the goal and Silence Do Good coming in.
Gay, black, Jew. We have the funniest show.
Nailed it. You forgot trans.
Waiting on the first step. Show me where the key is kept. Point me down the right line because it's time to let me in from the cold. Turn my lead into gold because there's a chill wind blowing in my soul.
Is Joey C's working with Vince and Bessie to sue the Super Tip system or Patrick Melton? I hear?
Still?
Well, you offered him cash. Did he accept that yet?
No, he uses Super Tip now.
No, didn't Joey C just say the other day that you still owe him money?
He said he'd drop
didn't
it
hear
if he
this.
just let us, if we let him use it.
Yeah, I have it in
okay.
writing.
He's
I
very
thought he's
stupid,
working
so
with
it is very
Bessie.
possible.
Yeah, all right. Duell XL, $10 says, Steel Toe fan here. What's that thing you guys are doing where you show teeth and pant and make whooping noises? Very puzzling. Moody is the lead on this production. Facts. It's good to hear from a Steel
laughing.
Toe fan. Yeah.
Called laughing.
Appreciate that.
So good.
Donna G, $3 says, oh, hey, Tukey. Hope your baby sister is okay. Love you. Oh, wait, what is that?
Love
Like
you
a
as a
friend.
friend. Love
Like
you
a
like
friend.
a friend?
That's fantastic. Yeah, she's fantastic. Everyone's fantastic. Thank you, Donna G. Woo!
Again, Tukey was just in the hot tub. He just didn't feel like doing the show.
Vito Giswaldi. Vito Giswaldi. Vito Giswaldi has the hot goss I was talking to. Vito Giswaldi about espresso martinis. Vito Giswaldi is a meanie boogeny.
Thanks, Vito.
Bojani.
Appreciate that.
Nick brought his wood, then putted right into my mouth. Talk about a hole in one.
See, a putt-putt tournament he could pull off.
Probably.
That's actually something you
Yes.
could do. Like, which would be fun and get more entries. Like,
And we're doing a skee ball tournament as well if you want to get tickets.
It's way more accessible. You're right.
like this year at Hackamania, I'm trying to talk to, because the Plaza, they have a giant bingo hall. So I thought it'd be fun if we get everybody together and play bingo. Anyone
Sure.
knows how to play bingo. It's very accessible. Like you said, it's easy. Last year we did the poker tournament. That's, of course, limited to people who, A, want to spend that amount of money, and B, want to know how to play poker.
Also, it wasn't your poker tournament. It was a giant poker tournament full of hundreds of
Correct.
people.
It ended up being that. But like, so if even if we went into they do 5 bingo sessions a day in this bingo hall. And so like, even if we went in there with other people, if we got 50 people in there playing bingo, it'd be hilarious. We would
be
take
awesome.
that place over, and you can spend what you want. You know, you see the ladies with like 9 bingo cards, they're playing them all. Like, so I think that would be great. So putt-putt would be such a good idea. It would be shorter and it would be more social, but he doesn't think like that. He thinks he's a real golfer. He's going to break 90 this year, he said.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
think he can bring maybe like 8, 7 people. I think that's a realistic. Have 2 golf carts, and then they have a thing between them.
Just get together with your friends and some listeners and go to the golf course one day.
yeah,
It's fun.
the steel
day.
toe
Don't make it
golf
a
experience.
Right, just a day.
Steel toe golf day.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all going to go out and play golf and drink afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
5,000 El Camino coming in from the UK with his British pound. Says, Aaron autistically says, win for the toe 200 times per show now. You have broken him. I pointed this out when we had AI Aaron on here, and the complaint was he ends every sentence with another win for the toe. But that literally is like the reason why AI picked up on that is because Aaron does autistically say that nonstop throughout the show.
Tukey
SJ
came up with that.
That's true. Tukey invented that. Tukey, I love you. Could you please say, I love rats, yay, for me? It would warm the cockles of my heart, I believe. Ha ha ha, cockles.
I love rats. Yay!
We do have a new
Save
and
that shit for
improved.
Cameo.
We do have a new and improved Tukey voice. So like
yes.
we redid
Actually
that
really good.
yesterday.
Yes.
If anybody wants
It's
to
spot on.
test out the new Tukey voice, that is available. Supertip.gg/WATP. Paul Shea says, I genuinely despise Steel Toe supporters just like Tukey.
Thank you, Paul.
That's not the Paul Shea.
Thank you, Paul. No, it's him. It's
Spelled
him.
differently.
Thank you, Paul.
MGD says, Aaron is funnier than Tom. These be dem facts.
I would agree with that.
Everyone's funnier than Tom. Tom doesn't even know what universe he's in. It's bizarre what he thinks he's doing.
It was interesting to watch him watching Aaron and acting like a Gotham villain. It's like,
Right.
oh,
It's
just
Thomas,
you wait, Mr. Toe.
Thomas fallen into the same trap Liam and Felicia have fallen into. They're just like, I get my hours up and I get monetized, and
Yep.
then the money is just gonna roll in.
Everyone who gets involved with MLC has the same epiphany where they go, oh, I never have to work again in my life. I can just read super chats on my YouTube channel for 2 hours a day. And none of them are correct about that.
But he's also bought into this thing that Aaron constantly says, which is you make a lot of money just by talking about me. And he thinks that, so to make a lot of money, I just need to talk about Aaron.
Right.
But it's like,
You have to know anything or have any
Yeah.
insights. You
have
just
to
go,
have a
Aaron
little
Nibble,
bit
Aaron
more.
Nibble.
Steel toe, goal,
Home
Steel
run,
toe.
told me a home run.
Fucking home run, Tukey, home run.
By that
Oh,
logic,
we got to get a chip voice. I'm sorry. Very dumb of me to bring this up now. I got to get you a chip because we got to get a chip
Send
voice
it.
on Super Tip.
but by that logic, like if you're listening to the radio, like, hold on, these guys talk and it's a job.
Yep.
I talk.
Right.
I got to tell my boss I quit.
It's like everyone who makes their buddies giggle is just like, I should be a stand-up. No, that
right.
doesn't translate at all.
It happens at open mics all the time, and the guy
Yep.
goes there, and all his jokes are about like Peggy at the office, and
Yeah.
the rest of the audience is sitting there going like, and there's one table cackling, and he's just
Yeah,
like,
they're in the
"Pretty
back.
good. I'm pretty
it's
good."
like, shut up, Becky. I know you're there. That's Becky, guys. I was talking about her just before. I've seen so many of those.
Hold on, guys. We have a celebrity here watching the show. Hellraiser 69, $10 for the goal. I don't know if you caught WATP this week, but Hellraiser put
Nobody
a comment. Oh, wow. I beg to differ. Hellraiser put a comment on a Howard Stern video. Howard Stern read the comment and then did a whole segment about it on his show and telling his staff they now need to delete all the negative comments on all the videos. So Hellraiser right here is responsible for Richard Christie and Fred Norris. Sunday nights, they're going to be up on YouTube deleting comments. Amazing.
And he ruined Howard's weekend. That's fantastic.
Yes, he sure did. Tom says, my new favorite show with 4 strong talents. What show are you watching, Tom?
Maybe
Send me a
Stern could
link.
hire the same guy Aaron's getting to delete his comments around the clock. This is on
yes.
Reddit.
Yes, I
People
saw
are
that.
posting all hours of the night, midnight,
Yep.
3 a.m. No matter when you post it, 20 minutes later, that comment is gone. Like, and it's like becoming a rite of passage.
It's incredible. Jenny Jingles is here with $10. Says, I was going to use Super Tip system, but I can't seem to find mine on there. Must be some sort of oversight. Hi, guys. Is that the real Jenny Jingles? Is she complaining she doesn't have a voice on Super Tip?
Giving money to YouTube.
I'll get on that. I'll get on that, Jenny. Paul Shea, Patrick, get back on weed after that PS joke. Good point. Weird comment says, had to charge back Kiki yesterday, so now here's your $5. Well, thank you very much.
Whoa.
Weird comment. I don't know why you had to
I
go
want to
charge
know.
back
I
on
want to know what
Kiki.
that's about.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the €5. We appreciate it. Nick in Fort Wayne. $5 says, can you talk about St. Cloud morning radio for 4 hours again, Patrick?
I don't know if I can tighten it up like that.
Yeah, only 4 hours? Erica Ann, member for 19 months, says, I can't stand Aaron. Such a tard, but love you boys and this silly show. Thank you, Erica Ann. Thank you for being here and being a part of it.
Just
Super
for a shout out to our friend Paul Shea. Aaron this week said that Paul is a behind the scenes guy and doesn't really do anything. That's what all these content
He
directors.
keeps calling him middle management and shit. It's like he's the content director.
He is also the host
Host
of
of
the
the morning
currently
show.
#1 morning show in St. Cloud, the Paul and Kelly Show.
Yeah.
So it's
And by the way,
very
that's at the poorly run Town Square Media. He's doubling the ratings that Aaron ever had at his peak. And
Yes.
this is with a poorly run, shitty company, according to Aaron.
And radio equals poorly run. It's redundant. We get it. We know.
Wow. Shots
I
fired.
said it. I don't care. I'm going there. All right. Let's check out. There's people, thank you so much for the support. We'll get back to that in just a minute. But there's a lot to unpack from the Stalin 19 clip.
Yeah,
and I believe this is
insane.
from Thursday's show, right? This is the Thursday morning show.
I think so.
27th, yesterday.
The old line, I had to give you a career to destroy it. I had to make Tom Myers into something, mold him out of clay, just so I could go.
Okay. So this is where he's declaring
Copying Red
victory.
Bar again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Made him out of clay. He's declaring victory over Tom Myers, the saddest thing you could ever do as a broadcaster. I've made fun of Tom Myers dozens and dozens of times. I'm not claiming victory. I can't wait for the next round.
And this didn't happen. That segment was like 3 minutes long. You held up some crappy handwriting on paper that people could barely read, light orange on white, killer choice. And then it didn't even make sense. Like the cocaine Nick fed his kid. It's
Right.
Like what?
And then Tom
You
was
got
also
him.
declaring victory. So I don't know how much you got him with that, but okay.
But play that clip. Like make it a thing. Laugh at him. Like
he's
the
so
same way he did with DSP back in the day or Bam Margera. He'd play those and comment on them. Now he just tells you.
Right, which is why it's going to be so frustrating to be just a viewer of Steel Toe when he tells you these things that happened, but never shows you.
Kind of the same thing with Patrick Melton. He had to become known to be. Nobody knew who he was. He had 13 people watching him.
Okay.
He starts talking about the toe.
Nobody knows who any of us are. Again, this view of the internet where like the big players in this space are well known. It's like 1,000 viewers live. It's like microscopic. It's in the
all of us can
1%
walk through an
of
airport without getting disturbed by anyone.
I couldn't. The security gets me every time.
TSA feels me up, but nobody's clamoring for an autograph.
No, they ask me extra questions.
I believe that.
Yeah.
You look like a problem.
Mahmoud.
Moody pays him extra to really get in there.
They don't like jokes.
Now it's
They
fun
really
to
don't.
taunt him and poke him and watch him lose his mind.
Again, why
Play a
wouldn't he
clip.
play the clip of you losing your mind just one time? Wouldn't that be neat? Remember when he played that thing of you making jokes about children because somebody else put it together for him and he acted like that was this big gotcha? All right, well, if that was a big gotcha, why not play him losing his mind? I feel like if I saw Patrick losing his mind over Aaron, I'd be like, oh, that's a bad look, man. What are you doing over there?
I think he thinks like when I yell that I'm upset. Like if you show any kind of emotion, it's upset. Meanwhile, Flaily McFlailerson over here, like all show long is literally doing like, but like, yeah, just because I'm yelling, like I also am on a show and trying to be dynamic. Like
He's incapable of doing like a first order criticism of anyone. All he can do is if someone else makes a video about someone he doesn't like and that video is critical, he'll play that video in its entirety.
Right.
But he'll never make up his own criticisms and play a clip at the same time.
His criticisms are they're gay. That's gay.
Right?
That's super gay. They're probably gay.
Did you say that about me? Wait, who's
Anybody who does anything, it always comes back to
But I'm not.
gay.
Oh man,
It's not just him, Carl. A lot of people are saying it.
got me.
Yeah.
Good. It got me
This
good.
is how they.
That's
this
true.
is how they
That
tell
is
you,
true,
Carl.
Dookie.
There's even a conspiracy theory out there now that Patrick is recruiting fans of his to pretend to be people,
The Melton youth.
to go on with him, like pretend to be people in my life. And then, so this is the mental illness of it.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to let this play. I can't wrap my head around what he's saying here. When he talks about the fan fiction and he goes, oh, NLO, he's got his fan fiction about me. This is crazier than anything anyone's ever said about Aaron.
Well, he's
And
talking about.
Can't figure it out.
He's talking about the Paul Shea thing, right? So he's
Yes.
So I lost my train of thought.
Let me play it. Let me play it because this is the dumbest thing. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
This is a theory that was proposed to me. I got 2 very good emails yesterday. One person proposed that Patrick is recruiting his own audience to pretend to be that my former schoolmate, Paul Shea from Town Square Media. And then the person that Patrick recruits to pretend to be that person will give Patrick information as that person. And then Patrick reports it as though it's that person. That's
okay. So this happened on Wednesday. Okay. I wake up Wednesday. In my email, I have these screenshots of this conversation that occurred that morning on his show.
Yeah.
On Thursday, now I haven't done a show. I didn't do a show Wednesday, and I didn't do a show all day Thursday until the evening.
Yeah, thanks for not competing with me on Wednesday this week, Patrick. Appreciate it, buddy.
So he's going on Thursday morning and said, then they fooled Patrick by telling him that these were real, and then he went on and reported it as fact. I hadn't been on the air at all or posted anything in the Discord about this since.
Let me stop you. Let me stop you right there.
Sure.
And this is why I'm confused too. It's even dumber than that.
Yeah.
He is saying,
no.
Yeah, he is saying that one of your
Dumber than
listeners
that.
is just like, hey, I'll pretend to be this Paul Shea guy and I'll message Aaron and say that I'm Paul Shea. And then you're so dumb that the guy that you told to do that comes back, pretends to be Paul Shea, and you go, this must be Paul Shea.
Right. I disagree with that.
Please explain this to me.
Third theory. what I think
What's he saying?
It's like reading tea leaves.
I feel like Howard Stern, like, what's he saying, Robin? What is going on right now?
T stands for toe.
Yeah. What he's doing is he thought that the person that I was speaking to last week is someone that Patrick had paid to pretend to be Paul Shea to then get in contact with Patrick to give him information about Aaron, and then he reads that as fact. He thinks of me and Patrick as like the same person,
Idiots.
like that. Yeah. So
he's basically trying to say that everything we got from Paul Shea last week is from the fake Paul Shea, just like
Correct.
the messages he got.
The fake Paul
That's
Shea that you hired to be Paul Shea.
right. It's like why do we need to involve an extra person in
Right,
that?
if you're making shit
we
up
wanted
anyway,
to
who
make it
cares?
up,
Right.
Why didn't we make it up and not
None of
have
this makes
another
any
leak?
sense.
This is like the dog thing. It's like, so someone fools him, Citizen M, I guess, fools Aaron with these pictures of my dog. And then Aaron goes live and goes, oh my God, like Melton doesn't even know that's his dog. And it's like, what? How are you flipping this on me? Like I got. How am I getting got from a thing that I know isn't true? And these trolls will do this to him. So they trolled him with these fake messages. He bought it because he spent 30 minutes yelling at Paul Shea on his show Thursday. And then the same people are emailing him with tips about Melton thought these were real and went on and reported them as fact. And again, I hadn't done anything. So this is just the 24-hour news cycle on this of what he thinks happened is completely fabricated.
That follow-up text exchange that he had that was 3 weeks ago, it was a positive message. What I think happened there is that a listener was trying to get a hook into Aaron and have him spill some details about what's happening in his life, probably around the plea deal or something like that. And it failed, but this guy still had his Google Voice number. And so 3 weeks later, he's like, he didn't bite on that. Let me try to be Paul Shea. And Aaron hadn't deleted that previous message. And that's why it kept continuing. I speak toe. I speak toe, guys.
Okay, I'm going to replay this again. Let's listen to this carefully and see if we can make sense of it.
Patrick is recruiting his own audience to pretend to be that my former schoolmate, Paul Shea from Town Square Media. And then the person that Patrick recruits to pretend to be that person will give Patrick information as that person. and then Patrick reports it as though it's that person. That's
okay.
Do you
I speak tone. I told you.
So the it's like the we got stats, like click-through stats on articles,
Correct,
on these websites on Town Square Media from Paul Shea. Moody actually got this. So again, the emails that come to me from Paul Shea are at Paul. You know, I'm not going to give out his email address. You can figure it out, I'm sure, but like at Town Square Media. It's at townsquaremedia.com. Now I know there's ways to make fraudulent emails, but no, you'll get an email from like bigpaul@gmail.com and go like, oh, this must be Paul Shea. Like,
yeah. Paul Shea 27389 at Yahoo. There he is.
understand how mentally ill that would be if true. Now, I don't know if it's true or not.
So this is the dumbest thing. And I can't wrap my mind around. Aaron's so stupid. He goes, guys, this thing that someone made up and told me that is obviously bonkers and can't be true. If that's true, Patrick's retarded. You're like, well,
right.
Yeah, that thing you just made up that you just said that doesn't exist.
It's the same thing. These texts are so unhinged. It can't be from the real Paul Shea. But listen here, Paul Shea, you're a fucking idiot for saying this. It's like, whoa.
It's like waking up and then like your partner's done something bad to you in a dream. It's like, look, in my dream, I had a dream last night. I don't know if you
Cheated
actually
on
said
me.
this or if the dream, but you were such a stupid bitch in my dream. I hate you. Like like what you did was fucking the worst. I hate you. I want a divorce. But I don't think that was you. But if it was you, I hate everything about he just burns this person.
So you're saying he's like a chick, is what you're saying. I agree.
Do you understand how mentally ill that would be if true? Now, I don't know if it's true or not.
It's not. You do know that it's not true. Obviously, that would be the dumbest thing ever.
It
just
by
know
the way,
yesterday.
You know it's not true because your narrative completely shifted about Town Square Media.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
were
yeah.
just
We haven't
asking
even
to
talked
work
about
with them
that.
on air.
We haven't even talked about the fact that on Friday we reveal this email from Paul Shea. We're like, I wonder how Aaron's going to spin this. And sure as shit, Aaron comes out and he goes,
Everyone knows we don't like each other.
everyone knows I would never try to get a job on Town Square. Oh, except for the screen grab that we showed of you asking if
And
you get a
live
job
on the air
Town
saying
Square.
we should work together.
I did a search through the subtitles of all the autism. So I did the search through the subtitles of all the Steel Toe shows over the last 3 years. Not once has he said the word Town Square Media.
Obsessed.
He's never mentioned Town Square Media in the last 3 years.
All of his fans know that he hates Town Square. Moody, just
right. So he never needs to mention it because everyone knows.
This goes back to high school. He knew Paul was going to get a job there, and he knew it would be shit.
Paul got a job in 2022 in Town Square. So it's like he would have mentioned it after that. Anyway.
Yesterday, someone claiming to be Paul Shea called me 4 times in a row, back to back to back to back, and then sent me 6 text messages. And I read them on the show last night.
Yes, you did.
I don't want to release them publicly because I don't believe they're him.
Right. So why are we talking about this again? Right. You read them all on the show the night before. You said it's not Paul Shea. So some guy's pranking you. You read them anyway. And now you're talking about it again, saying that you don't believe it's Paul Shea and that some guy's just pranking you.
Someone called Chad claiming to be a collection agency. Are we just going to believe that?
That's the funniest shit. That was the best.
I love that Chad confirmed it later. He's like,
yeah,
well, that was just $84 I owed for a hospital bill. It's like, oh, so it was real.
So that wasn't Rob Saul who pulled that off? Okay, good to know.
I believe that this person is lying. I believe this is Patrick's recruit. I mean, I've never tried to break someone less and break someone more.
Okay. I have to comment on that. He has called you a pedophile. If he's not trying to break someone, he said that you sexually harassed his 10-year-old daughter.
Assaulted.
Sexually assaulted his 10-year-old daughter. He's just like, I don't even talk about this guy. Like, no, you said the most horrific things possible about him. What do you mean?
It's unbelievable. I'm going to give Paul the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say that ain't him. There's no way it could be. If it is,
but if it is,
that means the guy chose to write an article about me and then lose his mind about me without me prompting them whatsoever, which...
Aaron, let's get back to reality, buddy. That wasn't Paul. You know that. And that wasn't someone that Patrick hired to pretend to be Paul to report back to Patrick on what fake Paul says about you.
But what if it is?
What
Well,
a
if it
crazy
is-
fucking scenario this is.
Well, if it is, then Paul's a piece of shit. And
But it might not be.
so stupid.
But it could be.
It's the dumbest thing ever. And this is, I've said it a lot. I'll say it again. Mental illness seeps in when you're staring at yourself and talking into the void for hours a day. It's bad for you. I'm talking to you, Patrick. It's bad for you to do that. It really fucks with people's heads. I'm telling you. They lose sight of reality when they do this.
I wasn't talking to myself. We had 900 on Rumble, and we had
Yes, I know.
400 on YouTube and 2 on Kick.
he did the same thing this week to April as well. He got a $2 donation. He heavily insinuated that it was April and then all but confirmed it in the following show. But he also said, I can't be sure that
doubt
it was
it's April.
actually her.
Probably not her.
Right. Why?
It's definitely
bring
not
up?
her. She wouldn't give you $2, you idiot.
And do a
don't know.
Tombstone reference?
I don't know, dude. Maybe she got wind of the 7-week winning streak and she's starting to have second thoughts. And
Oh,
she's like,
yeah.
I made a mistake. Will you take me back?
The one that got away.
Yes.
Aaron Immelt.
Again, I don't know where this power I have comes from, but once I learn to harness it, I'll.
You mean the fake power that you just made up with that story that was obviously bullshit that you even said probably wasn't true and can't be confirmed, and now you're
Sounds-
claiming you have power?
Sounds easy to harness.
B. Smiley said it last week. The only way to win these imaginary battles is with more imagination.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing here.
control the universe. Then, so we got the Tom Myers own, the Patrick and Paul own. It's either an own of Patrick or an own of Paul, depending. I think it's an own of Patrick.
Very possibly neither.
By the way, to be in the same category as the Tom Myers own, again, that was a 3-minute segment where you did nothing to the man, and that's how you know he's done nothing to me because we're in the same bucket.
Right.
These people, file that under people I've owned.
Let me list my wins for this week. I brushed my teeth before bed on Monday. I said that Tom Myers is a funny comedian. You're like,
You're
yeah.
not kidding. We actually played an old radio show on that old boot goofing we did where he held up his toothbrush and toothpaste to the camera. I'm going to be brushing during a break. Okay.
It's like
Okay.
it's like this. It's like these scenes at the end of a heist movie where they've completed the heist and they've got this like pile of money. Think of it as a pile of wins. And it's Aaron's job to dish out the wins to each person that won. So he like picks each one up and is trying to like justify why it goes to him. It's like, well, this win, it goes for me for the 7th consecutive perfect week. This next one should have been yours, but you actually didn't take charge of that win as much as you should have, which is actually another win for me. And so he's just trying to sort that pile to himself as much as possible.
And then he lights the other pile on fire like the Joker, yes.
Because I don't think Paul would stoop so low as to go that crazy.
Right, so
Make
stop
fun of
saying that he
Aaron.
did. So why do you keep saying that he did if you don't believe he would, if no one else does either?
But I will call today over at Town Square and I'll let them know, like, look, you got somebody pretending to be one of your middle management guys, and that's
This is a threat.
Great information, and never call here again. But thank you. Thanks
This
for the call.
this is a threat from Aaron. He's saying, I'm going to start interfering
I'll go
with
after
your
your
life
job.
now.
Yeah. I'll go after your job.
There's more to get to in that segment, but first we got to pay attention to what's most important, and that is our goal over here on this little piggy. Anonymous coming in with $5.
Today I was at my mobile espresso stand and I heard the sound of my little woke child on your stream. You call her slow wife. I'm so hurt and offended. I'm gonna go home and cry in my art studio.
Hi, Dad.
It's not about you, woke dad.
Boy, guys, you are making some really good points. I've been taking notes and I appreciate the advice. Patrick, can you summarize this and email it to me so I don't miss anything? I gotcha, bitch. Suck my dick.
Damn it. I thought he was coming around for a second there. Got us good.
You are not taking into account the money I will win from winning the tournament. Just like I sweat cornhole. With my foot wedge, I am unstoppable.
Yes, this is people who forget the 10th anniversary show. He had a cornhole contest and he won and paid himself the prize money.
He's amazing. Coach Aaron's Cummy Lips, $5. That's a pretty funny avatar. Says, guys, Have you heard this new conspiracy theory I just made up that's going around? It's unbelievable.
It's like Patrick has fans that like feed him this misinformation. It's like I come up with my own. I make it up on the spot.
Yeah, it's like this is normal. The great Brian Johnson is on Super Tip.
It's on. Mary Beth and I will be filleting sticks of butter at Hakamania.
Oh,
I like it when Patrick puts butter in my pee-pee place and then eats it.
That's very exciting. Mary
I
Beth.
call her pussy her butter cutter.
Yes, Patrick, putt would be more feasible and make me more money. But you're forgetting one thing. I can't tell your teens to putt is gay.
Oh, that's a good point.
Putt,
Can't have the
putt
toe
in the
boys.
butt.
Can't have the toe boys at putt putt, obviously.
I am sorry, OJ. I let myself get trolled by you.
Not on topic, but I like it. Thank you, Blind Mike.
I can't wait until I'm in jail with all the man goo I can take a shower in. I'll show Nick that I know what to do with a bag of dicks. It's all be. I'm taking the business model for that golf event from the dude doing the fire festival, but with dabblers jizzing on me, I win again.
I'm going to knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
See, that's actually really smart. There is no golf tournament, but there is a $50 buy-in.
Just show up and it's cheese sandwiches.
That makes a lot of sense.
Bingo. Sounds pretty gay to the toe. So Melton secretly wishes you all were the Golden Girls. So Melton is Sophia, Tookie is Rose, Carl is Dorothy, and Moody is that whore Blanche. Thank you for being a friend. Ha 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 ha. Sut. Sick burn. Another win for the toe.
How is every listener funnier than Aaron? Every
Those
single
ladies
person.
were active.
It's
That's
more
not even an
creative.
insult. Those Golden Girls were very active older ladies.
So thorough. Joe Burrow, one of the best clippers of Steel Toe, says Tukey Cincinnati Children's Hospital is the best in the country. Next time you're in town, we'll round up some kids and have a blast.
No, I don't want to ever go back.
What an invitation that is.
They call Tukey Batch Adams.
There were kids there who
Hi,
looked like
is this
birds.
Sauk Rapid Municipal Golf Course? Oh, hey, honey, how you doing? It's Steel Toe from the radio. No? Okay. It's Aaron M. Holta. It's your lucky day. I'm throwing a golf tournament.
Oh, hey, Aaron, it's Coach Scott. I work here part-time since the gym don't make diddly squat. I don't think they're going to let you throw your little golf party here, pal. Try calling playing with my putts.
This is interesting that it's been almost a month since we've seen Aaron in any of John Geyer's videos.
Right.
Aaron doesn't talk about going to the gym anymore.
He does. He did mention it. He said
he says
I was
I'm
in
going to the
earlier."
gym, but he never comes back and says I went to the gym.
He
Or I
does.
was at. He
He
does.
Yeah. He said I was at the gym earlier today. He said that this week.
So is he not allowed to appear on camera or really like?
I think so.
He
yeah.
got a talking to because he doesn't mention coaching or
Yeah, it's
helping
changed.
guys anymore. And he's not on stream.
He's changed the story. He now says people are like, "Oh, you said it would be 48 hours," and he says, "No,
Said
I've
I
always
never
said
said
2 to
that.
4 months."
I actually
He literally said
I'm
I
going to
never
play those
said that.
clips. Yeah, I have that because I have
Okay.
the proof. I always like catching Aaron when he's trying to gaslight his audience. It's always fun. I'm sorry, Tukey, I cut you off with the super tip. What did you say about the kids at the children's hospital?
I have no idea at this point.
Okay, fair enough. Thought you're going to enlighten us and lift our spirits with what you saw
At the
children's
time, yes,
hospital.
Carl. Yes, at the time, it was going to be very enlightening.
Silence Duga $10 says Aaron has done some of the most embarrassing shit lately. Safe Sport, the dog, and Paul Troll. But the most embarrassing thing he's done is thinking he's on an even playing field with you guys. Well, thank you, Silence Duga. He really has no idea what he's doing.
He was
He's very
look,
bad at this.
At one point, he was making way more money than you guys. He was making over $20,000 a month just from the show.
Wait, Moody, how
Like,
do you know how
for
much money
himself.
we make?
Take home for himself.
You think that's way more money than we make?
That's sad.
Okay.
Moody.
It's
I'm
not.
under. Sorry.
But no, I mean he did make a good living though. I agree.
Like
I agree.
with
He
very
made a
low
good living.
costs,
Yes.
running $20,000 just from what we see, like from the bits that come in, bits and subs. So there's way more that he was making as well through sponsorships and all of that. That's the low bar of what he was making. But
Well, according
let that all
to
go.
Patrick, who did the math, his current goals are making him $19,200 a month. That's Nothing to sneeze
Oh,
at right there.
Nick used to call Aaron bits and subs.
Colin Man $5 says best Ween album White Pepper. What say you, Carl? I will tell you, White Pepper is definitely in the discussion when talking about the best Ween album. I'd go Chocolate and Cheese and the Mollusk a little bit above that one. And actually, someone brought up to me the other day the country album. Fan-fucking-tastic. Don't
like
snooze. Don't snooze on the country album for we know it's real country music. It's actual real country music.
You saying Post Malone and Beyonce don't do real country music?
Correct.
Oh.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I was just in the hill country in Texas. We're in Lukenbach, Texas. I was watching real country music, real country artists, not this shit that's on the radio today. These kids. Queefer Tuna Crotch Stutterland. It's been a member for 3 months. Says Captain Alex LARPs as a ship captain and Toe LARPs as a 2000s radio star. Rookie, you heard Adam/Ava impression of OJ. Hashtag
Rookie.
justice for Iwa. Hashtag Chad Zafag. Not familiar with that hashtag. I'll start following that on X. I believe that Captain Alex is a real captain, though. Real ship captain, right? He's got the hat.
Yes. He has a whole entire crew of people that he mans from a wheelchair in his parents' house.
Of all the locales you could pick, that guy.
I love that guy.
I know, I do too. It's
By the
so
way,
sad.
I was watching a clip of Blind Mike and the Potato making fun of Aaron Emholt before the show started today.
Yep.
Could we be getting to a place where we could possibly get Cardiff? Is Cardiff coming online with making fun of Steel Toe?
What do you think, Tukey?
Possibly.
It's your boy.
If you pay him enough, yes. He'll do anything.
If you pay him enough. All right, well, the fee is 0, so see if he cares.
Oh, well, then no. No, I will say no.
Levy Time says, how deep are you diving into the vet fundraiser?
Well, that's interesting because
the $2,222 he raised for the GoFundMe.
So we mentioned it last week. This fundraiser ended 4 years ago, and it's been up since then on GoFundMe. It was taken down Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This week. It's vanished.
I'm gonna make the Tukey face.
And then someone asked him on his show about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, I totally did it." He pretended he couldn't remember which fundraiser they were talking about because he does so many.
Yeah,
he's given so many fundraisers.
Right.
But then he said, like, he pretended to pull up his email and was like, I could go through here and find and then he just changed the subject. He's like, this didn't happen.
That's hilarious.
It bothered him because it's gone. He can go take it down, and he took it down. And it's been up for 4 years after it's over. So, like,
I bet if he does ever show the receipt, he'll do the same thing with Say Sport, where he scrolls down so you don't see the date, and it will be donated this much money. Like, we could shame him to the point of him actually donating this money, but I don't think he's done it.
I mean, why would you not just pull that up immediately? This is like a crazy allegation, and it's with a group of people who like don't like fraud being committed against them. Like when you steal from like old people or veterans or things like that, like don't you want to just sell that rumor immediately?
Chad's like, why am I getting brought up over here?
Yeah, look up stolen valor on YouTube and see if those people
people don't like it very much. But also the GoFundMe it's a crazy system. I mean, when you talked about Godfrey using it for his special, when's Godfrey's special coming out that he raised?
Never, but he's
$30,000 for or whatever.
After mine.
And right, Chad,
$200,000 to shoot a special.
Right. And the fact that people are setting up GoFundMes in order for them to give that money to a charity is retarded. GoFundMe should not allow that. It's like, no, just give the money to the charity.
They do, but most ones that I've seen that do that will post proof. Like that's almost it's a thing that all of them do. It's like, here's the donation that we did, and here's the receipt. You do that every time, and he's never done it.
And you can't pretend to not have the receipt because I imagine you also wrote that off.
Yes.
Right? Like, there's no way you like paid taxes on that unless you're an idiot.
All right. I want to show this. This is where Aaron is trying to gaslight his audience.
Addicted to Super Chat, good egg with $1. No, I said Super Sport, Safe Sport was responding in 2 to 4 weeks. Boy, you guys really, when you take an L.
He took that down quick, too. So the Super Chat says, Safe Sport was supposed to respond in 48 hours. How are you still not allowed to box yet?
This was the all that for a drop of blood thing.
Yes.
It was a
It was
show
over
that
by Sunday. They were having an emergency session over the weekend.
this was a show that this little piggy, me and Patrick, I think, were on. And I remember saying, like, he thinks it's 2 days, but it's more 2 to 4 months or 3 to 4 months, I think I said. One of those numbers.
2 to 4 weeks.
And then
Boy, you guys really, when you take an L, you really do just make up your own realities, don't you? And also, clinging to that as your only hope reeks of desperation, my man.
Doesn't he say in this clip, he says something like, and don't forget, I had that exit review, they said, when we give you your privileges back, what are you going to do with them? It's like, did they say when or did they say if?
Right.
Because like I've seen a lot of movies where they do like parole hearings for people, Shawshank and stuff. And like, they don't say, now when we grant this parole, what are you going to do when you get out there? They say, if we were to grant you parole today, what would happen? Brooks was here.
So this is OK Background 1069 on the Steel Toe Boring Show subreddit. Posted this.
That license, the temporary suspension we're on, I talked to the Safe Sport guy yesterday. We're good. I talked to Scott today. We're good. Anytime they get a claim, they have to investigate it. While they investigate it, they got to temporarily shut you down. But it's just for official events, which I go to like once a year. So I can't I can't compete at any official events until it's cleared up. Seems like they said a couple of days at first.
There's the couple of days. There's the 48 hours. Then he goes, well, you guys are just making this shit up because you took such a big L. You got to make shit up.
Sounds like it's next week. Basically, what Scott told me, he said he's been told that we can just plan full steam ahead for the 22nd.
Now, this was
it's
early February.
It's interesting. This comes up too because someone asked him about just like that fight you said you were going to do. He went, "What fight?"
Right.
This is a month ago.
He looked
like,
at Johnny and he's just like, what are these guys talking about? They're making this shit up.
And then of course
Johnny's like, you've only had two fights.
You had 2 fights. You did them. What is this guy talking about?
So for Safe Sport, it's not, they don't investigate every single claim that comes in. They get a claim and then they make a determination over whether or not this is worthy of investigation. When they decide to investigate, they then make another call to say whether or not this person potentially poses a danger to other athletes, in which case, if that is the case, then they temporarily suspend that person with some other condition. So if it was like, hey, we've got reports that one of these coaches is touching the kids, then they would say, okay, this guy is not allowed to coach kids until after this is all wrapped up. I'm not saying that's what Aaron did. It's just
but it's a fun example, though. Yeah, no,
right.
Everyone's enjoying it.
He got temporarily suspended because Safe Sport determined that he was a credible threat to other players by continuing, and they'd like him to stop until the investigation is over. An exit interview happens when you leave a company. He didn't leave Safe Sport. He wasn't even.
He keeps calling it this exit interview too. But anyway, that's just a perfect example of enough time passes and then Aaron just gaslights his audience. And what do you think, Patrick? You've been studying him a lot longer than I have. Do you think that Aaron believes his own lies? Like, I think that when Stuttering John says that I posted his book on my Patreon, I think at this point he believes that. He's just that deluded that he believes
I think it's a mixture. There's definitely like a component of him telling a story over and over again, which is what liars do when they're trying to like rewrite their own memory.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, you can't, like, things that are persistent, like viewer numbers and stuff like that, you can't erase. So this thing where he's like, he said this week, and I don't know what clip it was in because there's just too much, but he said something like, we stole all Melton's listeners.
Right.
And it's just like, he can't think that's true, right?
Well, like, so that's what I'm asking you. Like, so for this example, where he says, I never said it was going to be reinstated in 2 days. I said it would be 2 to 4 weeks. Does he think that's true? Or you think he does, Tukey? You think he's convinced himself that? So he's just rewriting history.
Yes, or he has early onset Alzheimer's.
The thing is,
I think it's it's a ramp for me. Like he'll start with one claim, and then he'll repeat that same story again, but add another detail. And then with every retelling, those new details get bigger, and then the old details get weaker, so that in the future, he just remembers the last retelling, not the original event. I think a year from now, if you ask him, he'll say that Paul is the one who reached out to him and went crazy on his phone. Because
he's already. Oh yeah, but I got an article wrote about me. It's very positive. I got an article wrote about me. It's very positive. It's from an old high school friend of mine. We've been talking. We should work together. All this stuff. Then it goes like everyone knows.
He literally said
each other forever.
No, let me just add one more detail, because he literally said, "Oh, this guy, he's like best friends with a guy that I'm best friends with.
One of our best pals.
Yeah, one of our best pals. We have this mutual." So none of it was hatred or disdain or everything was just
company that I would never go work for.
Everything was a connection and endless possibilities at that time.
This is like Opie saying I would never work for $150,000 for that company. Like you call that a job? Like and then it went to everyone knows we hate each other. Everyone knows we hate each other. Plus, that's not a good company. It's mismanaged. Everyone knows that company's mismanaged, and he's just a middle management guy. Like it just you're right. He builds on the lie, but again, like this is how memory works too. It's why like eyewitness accounts are so fallible, because the minute you tell yourself something that's not true, it does overwrite. You could what color shirt did he have? Could have been blue, but it might have been purple. Yeah, blue. No, it's blue. Well, you've overwritten your RAM.
It's like, does Stanley have a mustache in The Office? Like that, no one could remember, because it's like, oh yeah, maybe he didn't. You know?
Yeah. But he's also looking at that as he never said 2 days. He's saying they said it should be a couple of days. You know what I mean?
He always talks to people.
I see. Right.
No, he said this will be. He then repeated it and said, "No, this will be cleared up in 48 hours." By the end, he said, drop of blood.
48 hours by the end of this weekend or next week max is what was his original claim.
It's why I want people to remember that when somebody told him, like, dude, just shoot for 20 people at your golf tournament, he said, and then he kept Googling how to do a golf tournament. Is it hard to do a golf tournament? How many people do I need for a golf tournament? And they said 36 to 24 is good. Or 36 to 48 is good. And he goes, dude, we're going to blow those numbers away.
Yeah, that's not a goal. Right. It's not like you're winning at golf tournaments.
Remember that, because it will come a day when he ends up having 16 sad idiots at his golf tournament, if it even happens.
Right.
That he'll go, I never said we would have 70 people. I never said. And he also
wanted to swap 70 people.
He wanted to swap out at one point the $2,000 first prize. He goes, or would they rather have a big TV? It's like, so I was just like, okay, so hold on. The demographic that you're shooting for the golf tournament is golfers who watch Steel Toe, who live in the Minnesota area, in the St. Cloud area, who can afford rounds of golf and know how to play golf. Again, people who golf tend to be more affluent people.
Correct.
But they don't have the big TV they want. They've just been sitting at home watching that 22-inch.
And what TV is he going to give him? One of his monitors? One of his 1080p monitors that he uses?
No, you don't have the TV you want.
Right.
But maybe that's why he wants to do it. He's like, well, I'm probably going to win. So,
hey, guys, good news. This TV is high definition.
Yes, it goes perfect with my sound bar.
All right,
there was just another thing he said about Safe Sport. It was last month. Remember that video on Jonathan Geyer's channel where Scott started to vouch for Aaron?
Right.
I'm going to represent him.
It was before.
Yes.
It was before that representing one. This was before the fight, like a week before the fight. He said, yep, I'm ramping up for my fight. If these Safe Sport people get their act together, maybe by this weekend. Yeah, maybe by this weekend.
We haven't heard from the other guy.
So up until last month, he was talking about any weekend now. It's coming.
All right, let's get back to this clip, because there's a lot of nonsense going on from this Thursday show.
A little creepy. Just keep an eye out for it. So you got that. And who knows how many other times Patrick's done this where he recruits someone to pretend to be someone only to have that person feed them information. And then Patrick.
So this is great because now this was a conspiracy theory that a guy emailed him that makes zero sense. And he goes, I don't know if this is true or not. And then he goes, and how many times has he done this thing?
Right. It's the rewriting. It's
right. Like he's writing over the ROM in real time that we're watching.
I wouldn't
here.
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Patrick's not even talking to Nick.
Someone to pretend to be someone only to have that person feed them information. And then Patrick convinces himself that he's getting it from the person, even though he created the person himself. Like,
based on what? Based on what? That's
too.
a crazy thing to say. To say
Also,
someone's that insane. What are you basing that on?
This Moody reached out to Paul and got this ball rolling. I wasn't a party to that at all. I didn't say Moody like, hey, you should reach out to Paul. Like I wouldn't. None of that happened.
Yeah, you do it.
What if Patrick actually
Holy
made April like Papa Smurf made Smurfette to be his inside?
And how many times has he made other wives for people he didn't like just to go in and fuck their friends and do coke?
Maybe I'm Gargamel.
What is
Gargamelton?
What is the opposite of Occam's razor? Because that's what's happening
Right, the most
here.
convoluted thing possible.
You're
Right.
right. Because Occam's razor is like the simplest answer is probably the closest to the truth. He's adding details. So
yeah.
Movies spork.
holy shit. This is a therapist's retirement plan. Then I got an email. I got a little intel. Now, this is not a secret, but apparently I have caused the socially anti-pretty girls. I don't know if it was the fat one or the ugly one.
Okay, that's funny. The socially anti-pretty is a pretty good one.
Pretty
That's good.
He doesn't know
He
if
gets
it's
one every once
the
in a while.
fat one or the ugly one.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you can't tell the difference, that's totally understandable. But
and
how often does he talk about pretty antisocial? Because he's referring to them as if everyone in his audience knows who they are. I don't think he wants to promote them, right?
they have 1/10 the subscribers he's got.
But you know,
get
do you know what I mean?
similar
Though,
views.
where he's bringing them up and then being like, you probably don't even know the difference between the fat one and the ugly one. It's just like, well, wait, are you assuming that your viewers also watch them now? Because in the past, he assumes that his viewers don't watch any of this garbage and no one knows who we are.
These women are the same age as SP. Like, are you calling SP?
They're lovely
menopausal
ladies.
too?
Is that what we're saying, Moody?
Well, it's like glass, like throwing stones in glass houses. Like it's coming back to him too.
Mm-hmm.
But they told me on their show, those girls who, by the way, if you play a clip and it's critical of their husband, their wannabe husband, Patrick Melton, in any way, they cut it off real quick. No, don't play that. Don't play that. Don't play that.
If you play a clip, yeah. If you play a clip, that'd be great, Aaron. I'd love to see an example of what you're talking about right now.
He's just mad that in my polycule, we're all on the same page.
Right. Yeah.
So that's always fun with them on that. They are convinced. They have convinced themselves of two things, and this is frightening. This is weird. One, that my mugshot photo, one of them keeps, which adorable girls. It's like the tiger beat on your bedroom wall. I'm there.
He goes, they've convinced themselves of two things. One, that my mugshot is on their wall. Like the setup to that didn't make any sense.
They think that mugshot is real on their wall.
One, that my mugshot photo, one of them keeps, which adorable girls. It's like the tiger beat on your bedroom wall. I'm their Johnny Depp.
Toger beat.
You're their Johnny Dope.
That was the whole joke on that show. It's like Haley would keep buying Jackie more and more posters of Aaron that she would have to hang up.
It's like when we sold the blankets and pillows with Aaron's mugshot on it. Like, God, everyone's such a fan of me. I must look good in that photo.
It speaks to them and listens to them. They believe that. I wish I could say they were kidding. And number two, and this is as shoot as a shoot gets, They believe now that the shirts I wear on the show are sending subliminal messages to people.
We believed that for years, and it's a fact. You come out, half the shows you do, you come out and you go, I'm wearing this shirt today. Oh, I put on my this today. You've done that forever. He's literally announced it.
Is it a coincidence he's talking about two cunts?
I see what you did there.
I thought it stood for the cuck.
So he just came out and said these women have this crazy conspiracy theory after he just threw out a crazy conspiracy theory before that. They have this crazy conspiracy theory. I wear shirts, a subliminal message, and this would be a perfect time because I don't know what he's talking about to play a clip and be like, see how crazy they are?
Well,
now I saw Pretty Antisocial in the comments of this Stalin 19 clip, and even she said, play the clip. We're obviously joking. Like, Aaron loves to play this game where it's like somebody says something tongue-in-cheek and you're like, that's what they believe.
I don't think he saw the clip. Like, he started this out by saying, I got an email that said, so it's funny, again, when everybody else gets emails, I can't believe they fell for that. Yep. These guys, Chad and him, like, there's a reason people, like, not to say people don't try that stuff with us, but, like, a lot of it just gets deleted and never brought up.
Yeah.
But these guys take, as Chad says, take everything and run with it. So whenever it's like something that we get sent like from Paul, it's like, I can't believe they're falling for that. But he's like, I got some intel. Chad does the same thing too. Like, my sources are saying, it's like, they're fucking with you.
Yes.
They're fucking with you.
And his shirts do send a subliminal message. It's, I shop at Goodwill and don't care about the opinion of the woman in my life.
Yeah.
and own the world's smallest dresser because I don't need a big one.
I don't know how to tell the difference between men's and women's clothing.
Dude, his shirt rotation, I know you brought this up yesterday on your show. His shirt rotation, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen someone who owns 10 shirts who...
Well, like I said, it's easy to get stuck in that loop of like you wear shirts for a week, you do laundry, you put them away.
I guess, but you're on the internet every single fucking day.
You never see a new one. You never see anything like ever.
I shit you not. I was sent this. This checks out. They believe that when I choose a shirt to wear on the show, that I'm communicating to people through my shirts.
He goes, I got an email about this. It checks out. Where did you check this against? What are you talking about? And again, I'm honestly curious.
It mean it was an email. Like it is.
I believe that. I'm honestly curious to hear what the Pretty Antisocial ladies had to say about this. I'm intrigued. I'm like, well, what did they actually say? And
which one? The old one or the fat one?
he provides nothing.
Is the dog in the room with you now? Is the dog speaking to you right now?
We know
this
yours
is some Son of Sam shit. When I tell people to touch grass, it's not an insult. It's a prescription. You're going to lose your fucking marbles if you don't go outside every once in a while. So my mugshot now is talking to them, and my shirts are conveying a subtle message. So I figured...
Last time I went outside, when I was sitting, you yelled at me for going on a doggy play date.
That's
so which
true.
is it? Do I stay inside?
That was gay.
Which one's more embarrassing? Me going outside or staying inside? I got to know the rules here.
And that's like it's like this taking everything literally when you watch this. It's like explaining Aaron's show as so this man believes that a monster that begs will come out if his listeners don't give him $20 in the next 10 minutes. Like that's not what's happening when you say begging monster.
A guy who broadcasts indoors for 8 hours a day tells everyone else to go outside.
Pretty Antisocial is here in the chat and says it was a troll. Yeah, no shit. They don't actually think that you're wearing a shirt to convey a message subliminally.
Wednesday morning, he comes up with this golf tournament idea. And then Wednesday night, he says, I called 2 golf clubs today. One of them gave me a list of golf clubs to call. That was funny.
That's hilarious.
He's like, you ask a girl out. You ask a girl out, and she's like, here's some girls that might go with you. Like, but then so he finishes that show at like 7 p.m., right? And the next morning, when he goes live at 6 a.m., he says he called 5 golf clubs yesterday. Well, like, so you called golf clubs at night after your night show, or are you lying completely about what you're doing. Like,
good point.
Like,
down here today, I said, well, whatever shirt I'm wearing today, let's see what message the audience comes up with. Now, I know that wearing a shirt with a C on it, this is not the day to start this. But guys, what message am I trying to convey with
Every
the
woman
shirt
that
I'm
I need to
wearing?
be with must have an IUD inside her so that I don't have more children.
I think, is that a Come Town logo?
So it was a day of just shattering sensitive people yesterday. And I ain't trying to do it.
Sounds like another win for the toe.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And he's not even trying to do it. That's what's so crazy about that. Look
It's
at him.
natural.
He's so smug.
It's natural.
He's so unlikable.
I haven't aspired to do this. It just comes so natural.
It's just
The shirt thing, though.
If you're SP, same thing I used to say about April. It's like after a while, you have to start compromising on your integrity and your beliefs to be with this guy. It's one thing to like have a husband who believes in himself and is trying and like, you know, positive and stuff. How long can you sit there? And you know it doesn't stop after the show. You know he goes to her after the show and recaps everything, and then Melton did this, and then the Pretty Antisocial Girls did this, and then Cuck Moody he's spiraling. It's like how long can you sit there and be quiet about that before you start going insane? Like that's not what's happening, Aaron. You're not beating anybody. Like you have to like at some point wake up, or you get drugged down into it, like April did.
Because you brought that up, this was posted on the subreddit. Is Slam Piece MSO? And again, I realize
I don't think it is.
Okay, I realize, you know, I don't want to be that guy like we're making fun of Aaron for just coming up with like wild conspiracy theories. But deleted during his evening show. This got deleted a few minutes into his stream. It could have been from him, or maybe it was Slam Piece. Does anyone think it's possible she runs the damage control on this embarrassment of a channel? And the message that got deleted was, today Aaron accidentally admitted MSO is Slam Piece. Play a clip. There's a link. Even if most of his donations weren't fake, they are. Imagine having your ability to support your family depend on how much pity a handful of unwashed miscreants is feeling for you on any given day. Now do your dance and delete the comment like a good little puppet, so we can laugh at you on Reddit.
You gonna take that, Tukey?
and it was
bitch.
And it was deleted. Now, if anyone is curious, MSO is apparently this rival in the chat who is rooting for Aaron to miss the goal and laps it up. Figuratively, in this case, laps it up.
Good-natured ribbing. It's
right. It's good-natured ribbing.
He does come into other shows' chats and defend Aaron. So it is yeah.
But also, has he ever been blocked? Because Aaron is very quick to block anyone that criticizes him.
That's true. That's a good point.
How is MSO like? I've been blocked so many times by Aaron.
Yeah, well, you put some letters in the chat that aren't great.
Shut up. He does.
It's his thing they did. Like he did it to a couple people this week where he goes like, "Dude, we've been owning you all morning. You got to go, bud." And then he bans them. It's like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Is that how it works? Like if there's a basketball game and you're 30 points ahead, do you go like, you guys got to get off the court? Like we've been owning you all game long. This is not going well for you. Ref, could you get him out? Like, is that how anything works?
No, every time you're holding up the white flag, you're also bragging about your victory, of course.
Right.
It's so stupid.
It's something that's happening that I find interesting just in a macro sense on his show. It not only now is the show an hour of 4 hours a day about the goal, and we know that because Real Media Player has started clipping him again, and these
Just
clips
fantastic. Thank you, Real
anywhere from
Media Player.
45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes long of him talking about money every day. And then he's now doing, I would say, an hour and a half at least a day of like responding to haters and detractors. The whole show is becoming about like, oh, this guy in the chat says this. Well, here's why you're an idiot. Like it's all just firing back about hate. No one else does this except Stuttering John. One time he brought up 5 super chats in a row, just shitting on him and firing back at him. It's like, His show is becoming like him just deflecting nonstop.
It's almost like he's losing and he's a loser. Is that what you're saying?
There's almost no time to do the pro show with the story.
Right.
We haven't heard about The View in forever.
He doesn't bring the chats up on his screen, but
Yeah,
he
he stopped
responds
doing
to
that.
them. But he responds to them.
Yes,
but the
he
chat is on 2 different platforms. So like
Right.
if you watch it on YouTube, you might not be reading the chat he's responding to on Rumble.
He'll just go like, silence do good, buddy. We're not going to talk about that today. Look, I told you guys that that's not something that we're discussing. It's like, what are you doing right
It's
now?
not
Just
good
let
radio.
it go. Just let it go. This is
Not
like
good radio.
hecklers heckle a comedian. This is a known thing. If you're a comic, you repeat the heckle line into the microphone so the rest of the audience knows the awesome comeback you're about to fucking fire at the guy.
You need context. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. So now you're just arguing with the ether. Like you're just arguing with ghosts.
Guys, we have a goal on this show, as you all know. That's the only reason why we do this. And Tickle Me Tukey is participating in supertip.gg/WATP.
Hey, Rocco, what smells worse? Your stinky tuna smelling one-eyed monster or the fumes coming from my no-no spot? Why, when you shot white, people use it as tartar sauce. Hi, Papa Melton. I see you on the magic picture screen. Hi. Do you see me waving?
Nonsense. The nonsense your listeners.
Thank you, Tickle Me
Right.
Tukey. We still haven't heard Tukey's new AI voice. I'm looking forward to that.
We have. It was very short, but we did.
That's right. It was very short. Cash with $10 says, wait till you find out that Mubi has an employee of the month picture frame on the wall just out of frame of the camera.
Oh, God, we're on our 307th week of me being employee of the month here at Steel Toe
He would.
Entertainment.
He'd do like that's actually a funny bit if he did that behind him.
Yes.
Like just
that would
put an employee of the month.
be better
as his
than the
mugshot.
Jesse Ventura shit that he's still
Right.
I got an email that I haven't gone over on my show yet, but it's from a fan who inquired about his business license for his company.
Uh-huh.
And he has let this lapse every year, including this year.
I've seen
like,
that.
Like his business license lapses, and then like he scrambles 2 weeks
Steel
later.
Toe
to, like, renew
LLC
it.
or what is it called? Something like that.
Yeah, entertainment, whatever.
Right. He never updates that. Brian S. says, great show, boys. Thank you very much, Brian. Darth Tater, 79. Remember for 16 months. That's incredible. Thank you. Carol, you don't go to Lukenbach for country. You go for green. You go to green. What does that mean? Does anyone know?
You said you went and saw Real Country.
Yeah, it was great.
You went to
Lukenbach
the
is
wrong
known for their
place.
country music.
Yeah, you need to go to green.
Went to the wrong place.
Oh, I see. I went to the wrong place. I was thinking I should go to Lukenbach for green. Now I understand what he's saying. Next time. Coach Douglas W says, I go golfing, but I'm broke as shit, as it were, if you will. Good point.
Even a cheap course, you're not playing for $50 with the course fee, the card fee, and then like built-in profits for prizes and stuff and tournament administration.
Well, most golf tournaments that I've had experience with is raising money for like a charity or an organization that's a not-for-profit.
Yeah,
or
so
something
is this
like
one.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
It's ridiculous to say like I'm going to throw a golf tournament and then that's going to go right into my pocket.
Well, we've heard how Aaron runs his business. It is not for profit. You don't want to make a profit with a company, or else you have to pay so much more. You know, like that's a bad look.
He did talk about playing Vegas like on the golf course, and he said you could win a shitload of money, and that number turned out to be $40.
Jesus Christ.
So we now know that the
what are we
the
doing?
goal-
Let's all move
the
to
goal
St.
is-
Cloud.
the-
Let's just be
the goal
kings
is-
in St. Cloud, Minnesota. What are we doing?
the goal is 9 shitloads.
That's a lot of shitloads. Naturally negative $5 says, what is up, my skibbity rizzlers?
Yes.
Yes.
Get it.
You got it.
Fucking naturally negative tries to get me every time. It's pretty terrible of you asking for clips, knowing Aaron's natural fear of clippers as a toe.
Yeah.
Good point. Toes don't like clippers.
That comes and goes. It comes and goes.
Brian Johnson is still here, everybody.
Here you go, Carl. This is what Tukey's voice sounds like. Can't believe he stayed the whole show.
It is impressive, and
that's
that is a
good.
perfect Tukey voice.
The Rocco and the Tukey are the best voices we have, the most accurate voices we have.
Agreed. Vito's Gaia's Cradle. I always pronounce this wrong. I'm trying. I'm trying to learn.
My shirt is talking to my haters. My mugshot is talking to my fans. My shoes are telling me what to order for lunch. And my underwear is telling me to guzzle some cum.
I believe all of that to be true. Beloved Channer is in the house. $5 says, it'd be harder to troll Steel Toe if he wasn't blocked by all of his friends. He can't even confirm the identity of a guy he pretends to be actively talking to.
Speaking of his friends, did you see the when he did his little stream yesterday with his golf glove on, which was insane?
Yeah.
He went to the driving range and then he wore his golf shirt, golf hat, and came in with his golf club. And he goes, "Oh, this was supposed to be a prop," and he puts it back on like OJ in the trial, and then it doesn't fit because he keeps pulling it down. But he wore it the whole time, and then Johnny was live. Then he called into Johnny's show, and like the amount of like the reality of what he was saying, pretending it was a joke. We saw him split up Johnny and his last girl. Now I'm sure there were other factors, but like we watched him get uncomfortable about like, What do you mean, Johnny? You might move to California? Like, what are you going to be on the show if you move to California? We watched him do this whole thing with this last chick, and now he's calling in and going like, Johnny did this thing. It was great where he said, for people listening to my show who might not know who's on the phone, this is Aaron Emhold. I do a show with him every morning. And Aaron cut him off. Was like, every one of your listeners knows who he got a little fired up. He was like, there's nobody listening to you who doesn't know who I am. Hello. Like he gets very possessive of Johnny.
What a dick.
Yeah.
what a shithead.
He doesn't have
to
friends.
say that.
What a dick. When he wanted Johnny to share what he was looking at on his phone that one time, that was the real.
He just wouldn't let it go.
He's
Right?
like, no,
it's
come
personal.
on. Yeah, what are you looking at? You know, it was enough to, interrupt the show. Come on.
Yeah.
Why don't you share with the class? It was that kind of feeling. That was Aaron. That was scary. I felt like April. Oh no.
Aaron, but Johnny's already checked out of the show. Like it wouldn't matter if he was checking his phone.
Well, there's speculation that he got a talking to because he's been way more involved in like when people give money, like, hey, thanks, or like he'll just throw in little like, come on, guys, come on.
Ooh-ha.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like so he used to sit there and hide his face while Aaron begged, and he has started perking up, going like, yeah, come on.
You guys know the hypothetical of like if you had a time machine, where would you go? What would you do? I would want to go to the 10th anniversary show when Johnny's trying to struggle to get off the stage and it takes him 15 minutes to get off the stage while Aaron's coming up in his whatever regalia.
Knights Templar.
Yeah, to like do his stupid bit that he's doing. I was just like, this poor guy.
Aaron just gives the hack answer, like, I'd go back in time to Hitler and see how I could help.
High five. Yeah.
You don't remember there was also I think not long after that, there was a corporate gig that he and Johnny did together. Johnny organized it. Aaron went along to do some stand-up. Aaron said that his part killed, but then Johnny struggled to get up on the stage and it bummed everyone out. So he didn't have a good set.
What an asshole. You're ruining his for us.
That was his review.
You idiot.
That's why I'm still contemplating leg wrestling Quadfather at Hackamania. I don't want to bum the whole, But he's willing to do it. He said if I get like 6 strong enough guys to get him out of the chair, he'll challenge me to a leg wrestling competition.
Hackamania is going to be fucking amazing. If you're not going, you are missing out. Hackamania.com is where you want to go. And I am told there's this promo code, WATP. You can't save more money with any other promo code than you can with the promo code WATP. And that's a fact, Jack.
I'm going to start making 11%.
Don't let the potato tell you otherwise. The potato is flat out lying about his shitty promo code, his gross, sticky promo code. WATP. B Smiley the third, $3 says, what the fuck is Tukey looking at? That's a great question. What is Tukey looking at?
I'm looking at everybody. I look around.
That's true.
Moody's big complaint about Tukey. He doesn't know how to do the puppet down.
Yeah. He does puppet up. You do
mean like,
down.
Yeah, other people have criticized. Go suck my dick. Other people have criticized my puppet skills.
The artist formerly known as Clyde comes in with $10 and says, 2 days in a row, my post is denied for hate speech. No mention of race or sex, etc. Mubi, I know you live in a commie country, but could you at least identify the issue in the post?
He's talking to me. Not
He's talking
Mubi.
to you. He's saying
All
that
right.
his
There's some
super tip is
There's some
getting
problems
denied.
with the filter, definitely. That
We use OpenAI's classification for that, so blame it on them. But send it through to me by DM.
if it's a text tip, it shouldn't get blocked for anything.
It does. Like, we do block those for hate speech and all of that at the moment. But we are working on giving creators more control over what gets blocked and what doesn't get blocked. So that's coming soon. We're working on it. Yeah, send me the message.
What
I
a
guess
product
it's
supertip.gg is. We all love it. And actually, I heard Melton talking about Jim and them getting on Super Tip, and I was very excited because I've been checking on the show Jim and them. Every Friday, they do a bit about Corey Feldman, to the point where Corey Feldman is now responding to them directly on Instagram and threatening to sue them and shit. So I'm excited to have a Corey Feldman voice.
I'm excited to get sued again.
It's gonna be yeah. He's
First
powerful
Joey
too.
Catalano and now Corey Feldman.
Laziest Man on Mars says Aaron and Jerry Banfield give me serial killer vibes. I can see that, especially Jerry. He used to be a cop. He used to have a gun legally. Scarface 222 $10 says Aaron's golf tournament is going to happen like the roast he wanted to throw himself, or having his anniversary show that was going to be broadcasted on 5 radio stations. He's delusional. Well, so there's two things coming up, right? So there's the golf tournament, but there's also the comedy show he's going to be doing at Stoney's, right?
Yeah,
that's no work though.
And an anniversary show. So there's going to be I'm not going to jail. I beat the felony celebration May 31st, which is not going to be May 31st anymore because Cheetos has to go to Sturgis. I don't know why we can't do it.
Cheetos has to be there.
He said Cheetos is a big part of the show.
Yes, there's no way you can do it without Cheetos there.
And we
Never
also
been on
there's
stage.
there's a clip on the Steel Toe Boring Show Reddit where Aaron said it's a flashback, but Aaron said this is April 2nd. This is the day after April's last show.
Right.
And he said, I don't want to do this show without April. I never want her to get a real job. I wouldn't want to do this show without April. April's a big part of Steel Toe.
Did that age well?
Later, he was like, dude, Steel Toe's about to get so good. When he knew she was gone,
yep.
He's like,
That's
Steel Toe's going to get
hilarious.
so good. It's like, oh, now that the person you would never want to do it without.
That's a great clip. We got to wrap up in just a moment. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out. We got almost 1,200 people here watching live. Thank you very much. Of course, you should go support Nobody Likes Onions. They have a website and a YouTube channel. And I believe you'll be doing a show tonight.
Yes. We have a show tonight. And again, Hackamania.com. We're 40 days away. This thing is creeping up. Hackamania.com. If you see the haters on Twitter, they know that the ticket sales are not going well.
There are people.
It's very bad for us.
I'm going to tell you something right now. There's 1,200 people watching us right now. There are people who haven't decided whether they're going or not.
Sure.
And this is crazy to me. You can't find a more fun weekend. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have other friends who are watching NLO and Tukey Soup and This Little Piggy, so I don't have anyone to go with. That's ridiculous.
Also,
it's
that's
Vegas.
most of the people.
It's Vegas. You're better off going by yourself. You're going to have a blast. We're all going to be hanging out in the same hotel for the whole weekend. We're going to be doing events. Hopefully we go to Adrenaline Mountain. I'm hoping that happens.
Well,
We can
you
talk
haven't
about
bought,
that.
You haven't bought in a package.
I have not. I need to get on that. I've been told by NLO I need to get on that for sure because we need to get enough people. I didn't know that we needed a threshold, but apparently we do.
Well, we don't need a threshold, but 5 of us on a bus going out to do something. It'll be like the poker tournament last year. It's like I'd rather just stay at the hotel and hang with people if that's what people want to do. The people,
Gotcha.
We'll let the people speak.
My point is, there are people who are on the fence and they're like, I probably won't go to this. And they're going to be kicking themselves for not going to this because Hackmania is going to be fucking awesome this year. Better than last year. Last year was a blast. Yep. So hackmania.com is my point.
You will, if you go by yourself, you won't be hanging out by yourself either. There's plenty of people there.
Yeah.
You'll make new friends. And
you
meet
wouldn't even
people
be
in
the
chat.
biggest loser there.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm confident.
OJ's coming.
Is OJ coming?
God damn it.
Is OJ coming? What's the deal?
We almost got through the show. Holy shit.
I know. I didn't even bring him up. Is he coming? What's going on with OJ?
I haven't heard from him. I texted him a week ago. I haven't heard one word.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I sent a joke message in our little chat with Tukey and Cardiff and OJ, and just crickets, just no response.
I don't think
what's going on?
I don't know.
I don't think he's coming.
You don't
if
think
I
he's
had
going?
to guess, I don't think he's coming. But I don't know why
God,
he doesn't tell you.
There's gonna be so many refunds now.
What's more
OJ
likely,
being there.
OJ coming to Hackamania or Aaron Imhold having a golf tournament with 70 people?
OJ coming to
OJ coming to OJ hitchhiking to Hackamania is more possible.
OJ taking a plane.
Yes. OJ realizing that flying is actually the safest form of transportation it has been for many decades. Is more likely.
I
to
work
happen.
with idiots, Carl. I
think
with idiots.
4.5 days of driving each way is also very safe.
So stupid.
Man, imagine how scared OJ would be if Blind Mike could see. Way more formidable of an enemy.
You know what? I was about to go to my super tip, but I was already plugging stuff. TukeySoup.com.
Yes.
It's where you want to go for all things Tukey and Bedabbler and El Horrible and Rocco and Bedorable.
All this
and what was the other potato you had? Cordiff.
Oh, if we get back on Opie, I'm doing Cordiff again.
No, you can't do Cordiff again. You got to be Tukey.
Cordiff's the best.
No. Opie is so much more fun with Tukey. He loves Tukey.
We're trying. I don't know. I got my my spy working on it, but he's very stupid. So I don't know if he's getting it done. But yes, tomorrow be dabbling live. We will have someone who is currently at. They've sent me an email. They are in Niles, Ohio.
Yes, tonight's the night. Stuttering
Yeah.
John, he's doing stand up.
Yes, and
in a Mexican restaurant.
Did you see he was on the on TV?
No, he did morning TV to promote it.
Yes, the Shuli Network already picked the bones, the vultures they are. They went immediately on with an emergency show.
Nice.
We announced it yesterday that we heard that John might be doing radio, but it turned out he did TV.
That's
And
amazing.
some dabbler found it.
How did he look? Is he looking good?
He looks like he's got the DTs, if I'm going to be honest with you.
And you have Clearwater Chad going to the show who's going to call in to be dabbling
Shut up,
live
that's
tomorrow,
our spy.
right?
That's our spy. Shut up. Yes, Clearwater Chad. Our spy. He will be there.
It's amazing.
It's
well,
fantastic.
I'm looking forward to that. So people will be tuned in. All right, let's get back to Cash over here.
Okay, so the course just dropped off a bunch of tee time coupons. You can play 18 for the cost of 9 holes, or for $200 you can play all week and get a free steel toe golf shirt at our tournaments. And for an extra $50, Johnny will caddy and drive the cart for you.
Okay, that's fun. I would pay that. B Smiley the Third said, "Did I just get banned in the chat?" No one's getting banned in the chat.
Oh no,
That's how we make you use super tip.
I don't have mods on this show. I probably shouldn't tell people that. I probably shouldn't mention that that's the deal. Since we're promoting stuff, I'll just say real quick, tomorrow on WATP, I'm excited. We're checking out a new guy, Gray Hughes Investigates. And this was brought to my attention. This is a true crime show. And he's talking about Brian Koberger and whatever is going on in the true crime world. And he begs every 10 minutes. And he gets very upset. He's got like 170,000 subscribers, but he gets very upset with his audience when they don't donate money. And I was watching a clip the other day where he made a video that he put up on his channel, and he goes, "Guys, I put like 10 hours of work into editing this video, and no one's watching it. Are you not sharing it with your friends? Is no one sharing this video? Like, I need you guys." Like, he's constantly scolding his audience. So I'm looking forward to that. Check that out, WATP tomorrow. You can watch it live if you're on our Patreon or YouTube channel. Otherwise, all of our shows come out in podcast form on Sundays and
I
Thursdays.
thought you said Greg Hughes Investigates. I would watch that.
Gray Hughes Investigates. Not
I don't know
Opie.
what this guy's doing.
I over prepared. I have so many clips on here we're not going to get to. I'll probably get to it tomorrow on WATP. But I have Aaron talking about Opie being mad that Anthony got a job on radio. And the way that Aaron responds to it, he's never seen a clip. He doesn't know what Opie has said. He just goes, "Oh, you guys just like internet guys just making up that he's coping and he's upset about it." And he goes on and on without knowing anything. And then later pulls up the clip of Opie. He goes, "I can see why you guys think that he's coping." Like, Jesus Christ, Aaron, why were you talking about it if you know nothing about it? He's so stupid. So that'll be fun. We'll check in on that for sure. Before we go, I have to play a little bit of this just to see what Tom Myers is up to. It's so funny.
I triggered Steel Toe on Monday, as you very well know.
Mommy and Daddy are mad.
You mean you paid Steel Toe money?
I triggered Steel Toe on Monday. This is a badge of honor. Like, he's just like, guys, all right, let's get to the big news of the day.
Chucky, did you teach him how to do his green screen?
Yes. He looks like Mr. Burns as the alien in the world.
Right. I come in peace.
And I derailed his show, basically.
This is great. So everyone is putting all of this through their own stupid filter because they're retarded. So as we saw earlier, Aaron owns Tom, and Tom is off the internet now, but now Tom is saying that he owned Aaron and derailed the show.
Would you know what Steel Toe even looked like if it got derailed? I don't. What's it look like on the rail?
Hold on. I got to look at Johnny's face right here. This sums up him as a co-host.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
When Johnny's
Woo-hoo,
on
Robin.
When Johnny's on his when Johnny's on his deathbed in a couple of weeks, he's gonna go, "This is how I spent the last year of my life." He woke up early for this.
We all die with regrets, but yes, he's gonna have them in spades.
I love it. I love the fact that I've done that.
Oh, by the way, Tom, and I'm not gonna make this about Tom Myers and Chad Zumock, but Tom does all the things that Chad does in StreamYard. So StreamYard comes with like 8 different settings that are just default. And he goes through every single one of them just to show, like, I'm pushing buttons, I'm producing, I'm doing stuff. Now I'm bigger, now they're smaller, now they're
He's
bigger, and I'm
pushing buttons
smaller.
and pushing boundaries.
Oh yeah, watch out.
So, I mean, I derailed the show with what I thought was a hilarious super chat, which he ended up not reading.
Read it to us, Tom. Let's hear it.
Actually, pull it up.
Yeah, please.
Carl,
Let's
do
go
you?
down
Is, I don't know how much you know about microphones. Is that how you talk into that microphone? You talk into the top?
Definitely not.
I wonder why it sounds so tinny and room echoey.
Fucking idiot.
God, he's got that pop filter.
Yes. Over the part that isn't part of the pickup pattern at all.
Whoops. I want the screenshot. So the super chat that I sent that Aaron ended up not reading was, "Hey Toe, what was worse, watching my content or losing your wife to a cokehead lawyer? By the way, I'm stream sniping. Say hi to my viewers."
I don't even think that mic is on. You can hear him clicking keys. I think he's using the camera mic or the laptop mic.
You're
These guys
probably
don't know
right.
how to like do anything.
It could be a compressor
hard.
mic.
It's hard.
It's a condenser mic that's on, but he's pointed it at his keyboard, so he's not talking into the right part of the microphone.
And
It's
his
pointed
voice is
at-
getting picked up, bouncing off the wall, coming back
Yes.
into the side of the
desk.
mic.
Yeah.
He's not-
You got to rotate it 90 degrees.
I know we're all getting distracted by mic control, but did you hear the super chat that he just read?
killer.
I mean, this is why it derailed the whole show. He's so proud of himself, too.
Aaron ended up not reading was, "Hey Toe, what was worse, watching my content or losing your wife to a cokehead lawyer? By the way, I'm stream sniping. Say hi to my viewers."
Say hi to my viewers. Now, I don't think Aaron has a ton of live viewers, but I would say, I don't know, 400x the number of viewers as Tom Myers has. This wouldn't be the brag I'd go with if I was Tom Myers.
Right.
There's less than a dozen people watching his show.
Jake Hudson is going to start dunking on Tom Myers.
Yeah, and he could.
Food chain here
They
is
could be
insane.
brothers. Like they could be brothers. They really do look
Yes,
very
they do.
similar.
By the way, this episode has 261 views, and
All
that's
right.
that's because Aaron set his
Copyright.
viewers to go and watch him, and it's only 261.
There's a copyright on it.
I know.
Tom Myers.
Fucking idiot.
You watch, Carl, you watch this guy way more than us. Does he ever have guests Does he ever have guests on?
Not on this show, although I think he did on today. So he does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think he did have a guest on today.
Okay. So whenever you see that powered by StreamYard on the top right of someone's screen, what that communicates to the audience is I don't believe in my show enough to give $45.
You hear that, Cardiff Electric?
Or
communicates that StreamYard is fucking expensive.
Or you don't respect your show enough to do maybe like 5 hours of research to get OBS set up so that you could do this
Right.
without.
Yeah. If you don't have
StreamYard.
guests, you shouldn't be using StreamYard. Right. Good point.
So like it's whenever you see that, don't take this guy seriously. Just look at him. But like if you see that, that's a sign, I guess.
Like it was $5. It got a shit ton of likes, and he didn't even put it up on my first super chat that I sent. He read it, but he didn't put it on the screen. And this one, he didn't read or put it on the screen, but he did go on a nice little diatribe about me.
So I love that. Like Tom counts W's everywhere you can. He goes, I gave him a super chat, and they got a ton of likes. So in Tom's mind, like he's winning over the hearts and minds of the Toe Boys.
Also, Tom, you wasted $5. If you write that on Rumble, he reads it. He reads everything in the
That's
Rumble
a good point.
chat.
That's a good
Just
point.
write it in Rumble.
And it basically just threw off the whole show, which was fucking hilarious.
Yes. Play the clip.
And this is basically how the show ended. Because the last time I sent a super chat, I don't think he met his goal because Mondays are really bad for him, apparently. So
all right. We've got 3.5 minutes left. We've got $95 away.
By the way,
Hammer
this
it
is
out.
shirt he
Call
wore
it a win
today.
for the toe. Let's not.
should be $100 away because I gave 5 and didn't read my super chat, you dick.
He
Dynamite
was wearing
stuff.
He
Tom.
wore this shirt again today. This is
I
just
believe
last
it.
week.
I believe it.
So let's keep that streak alive. We are 6 weeks. Perfect. So far here on the toe. 3 minutes away from death. We're now
The daily begathon. I mean, listen, I put my
Okay, so this is where Tom catches himself. I won't play much more of this. It's so bad. But he goes, oh, the daily begathon. And then Tom goes, by the way, I also have PayPal, Venmo.
I put this up.
We've had a whopping $15.
I don't necessarily consider it begging, though. I mean, this is just.
Yeah, it's actually more pathetic somehow. Somehow, Tom, you are more pathetic than Steel Toe, which is impressive in my book. All right, one more super tip coming in.
I never walk by a homeless guy asking for money on a corner and look out and be like, what a pathetic, sad piece of shit. Get a job. Oh, wait. I guess I
Yeah, right. Tim Bollinger coming in. He says, I don't know anyone who listens to this shit, so I go to Hackamania by my gross, disgusting self. See, this guy gets it. That's a VIP right there. It's
Yeah,
a
you're gonna
Hackamania
look
VIP.
You're gonna look way less gross and disgusting compared to the rest of the gross and disgusting people that go to Hackamania.
Fun weekend. You know, a lot of people are like try to like build this drama around it and stuff. At the event, everyone gets along. Everyone has a good time. It's just a fun weekend. Look at it as a little Vegas getaway. Stay an extra couple days and do Vegas stuff, or come a couple days early and do Vegas stuff. Like, it's a big ass because, you know, it's not the metropolis Rochester is like for DabbleCon or anything, but like, you know, save up, splurge, treat yourself.
See you in May, you slob.
When's Dabble House?
Dabble House, thanks for asking. April 11th and 12th. Go to dabblecon.live. We're going to have season 2 of the Kate Meany tapes. We're going to be listening to them on WATP Friday night, and then the Uncle Rico Show Saturday night. We have a film festival with a contest, $500 to the winner for the best Stuttering John movie that you can create. Keep it under 4 minutes, please. We'll be doing that on Saturday afternoon. We'll be streaming from the house all weekend on our YouTube channels. So it's going to be a whole event.
Is Kate going to be there?
Kate is not going to be there. She might be on the show, though. She might be joining us on the stream. We haven't gotten confirmation on that yet.
Please get Tom Myers on this little piggy.
What do you guys think? Adam Bush wants Tom Myers on this little piggy.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'd rather
All right.
get Aaron on.
we went long today, and we didn't even get to half the things I wanted to talk about. Patrick, is there anything you want to talk about before we end this episode?
No, I think we're good.
Think we did it all?
I talked a lot about Toe in the past 24 hours. I'm good.
too much, if you ask me.
Obsessed. You're sick. You're all sick. Get hobbies.
Moody, anything that we missed that we needed to touch on?
No, we've got the majority of it. Just, I guess, look out for the Safe Sport stuff that should be coming back in the next few weeks. And then check out the Minnesota court's docket for any indication that he signed a plea deal, because we haven't seen that yet. The only person that
he also
told
stopped
us
talking
this,
about it.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Someone told him to shut the fuck up, stupid.
Well, it goes back to that theory of he only said that so that we wouldn't book our hotels and flights.
He stopped talking about it, but then also this week he was trying to arrange an I'm winning day, and he said, but I win all the time, so maybe this will be an I'm extra winning celebration. That's how he phrased it.
Do you know why he goes to these live events? And we saw it last year for the 10th anniversary show. When he gets to these live events, the reason there's nothing, like he literally had nothing prepared for a show, is because if he can't be asking for money and reading a chat, he there really is nothing else to do. So like that live event was so insane. He just would call Whiskey Pete up and be like, "What do you got?"
Oh, that was
like,
so
what
brutal.
do you got? And it's
people.
like, yeah, you got to put a little structure into it, or you get NLO from last year's Hackamania.
Let's not talk about that. Silence Duguid coming in right at the buzzer.
Yeah, so someone sent me a message, and I guess Carl's doing a dabble house. These guys copy everything I do. I've lived in a house my whole life.
That's right. That's right, Aaron. We totally stole that from you. Well, I want to say that because of that super tip from Silence Duguid, we actually today hit the goal. A perfect week on this little piggy. I'm here to
How many
declare.
perfect weeks is that?
I think this is our 30th perfect week.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's incredible. We're too
Unbeaten
good at
streak.
this. All right, everyone, watch Be Dabbling live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time on Tuki's channel. You have a
NLO
Tukey
tonight,
NLO
9:30
tonight.
p.m. Eastern time.
And Tuki, do you have a Tuki soup coming up this week?
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Tuesday night, maybe,
cares?
probably.
Maybe.
Who cares?
If I feel that you're all worthy of it, yes. I don't know.
And Carl, I hate to break this to you, but Peter Sky Parker's in the chat and he's not happy.
Wait, he doesn't like me?
He's not happy with you.
Oh, fuck. What? But what? I thought we were friends, Peter Sky Parker and I.
Just end the show at this stage. It's
I can't wait to
embarrassing,
hang with him in Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. For Patrick Melton, Moody, and Tukey, I've been Carl saying another win for the Toe.
There's a show in town, it's going down. Every week we're back on solid ground. Steel toe slipping, but we're gripping. Got the tea to spill, it's always flipping. From April's scrim to Aaron's glee. Oh, this drama's just a spree. Polydrama, legal trauma. Another win, oh, that's the karma. This little piggy went to YouTube. This little piggy's on Rumble now. This little piggy's begging for dollars. And this little piggy's breaking down. Wow, every week we're with Cabin Flow. Tune in for this little piggy show.